I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Breezy out there this afternoon, but not quite as windy as it was yesterday. We'll see gusts up to 25 miles per hour and a high of 62 under mostly sunny skies. It is chilly again tonight. We drop down to 37, but a warm day. Tomorrow we'll see mostly sunny skies with a high of 71.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones is up 37 points to 38,759. Tesla brings the Keeping It Real Tour to D-Pack for one night only this Wednesday, March 13th. There's still time to get great seats for this multi-platinum rock band. Tesla tickets on sale now at dpacknc.com.
Cormac Ryan with the quick release and buries the corner three, and then a steal by Cadeau.
What a play by Cadeau.
And Cormac Ryan knocks down his third three of the game. John Shire needs a timeout. Ryan. Wow. It is his night. 6 made threes for Cormac Ryan. Baycott gets it back to Cadeau. Oh! Goes!
Are you kidding with the shot clock winding down?
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan on a Monday. Happy new week. Dennis Cox producing the show for you. I'm Tim Donnelly. And I'm gonna get this out of the way. I know a lot of Panthers fans are tuning in because it's the beginning of free agency and tampering, and you're probably hoping that I can update you on what the Panthers are doing. I will say there's a lot to talk about in the NFL. Panthers aren't involved, so we're just gonna
We'll wait on that.
If anything crazy happens, we'll let you know. But as of right now, a whole lot of nothing from the Panthers, which allows us to focus in on some of the biggest news of the weekend, including North Carolina rolling Duke. Mm-hmm. There are two ways to talk about this game. UNC Duke to end the season, ACC regular season title on the line. If UNC won, they got it outright. If Duke won, it was shared. There was high intensity. There's two ways to talk about this game. North Carolina fans are going to like them both. The one way to talk about it is Duke fans went over the top. They threw things, and Kyle Filipowski tripped Harrison Ingram. And of course, Grayson Allen was invoked, and the video was watched, and that's not great for Duke, but UNC probably has a fun time pointing out all the atrocities committed. But let's start with the basketball side of things, the other way to talk about it. Has there ever been a game in that rivalry where one team so obviously won the hustle plays? I mean, at halftime, literally, Hubert Davis was like, hey, we're winning all the 50-50 balls. When do you ever just get to say it that casually? There was one, and ironically, it actually ended up with a Kyle Filipowski 3. So it was like a great play for North Carolina disguised as a great play for Duke. But Jared McCain was just kind of making his way over to pick up a loose ball. And Elliot Cadeau, 2 freshmen, right? 2 5-stars, 2 of the hot names in college basketball. Jared McCain, doop, 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 doop. Elliot Cadeau dives first on the floor, which is always a thing, gets the ball, tries a pass. Again, it ended up in a Kyle Filipowski 3. But it was the underlying effort that changed the game time and time and time again. It wasn't just Cormac Ryan hitting every 3. There was just an overwhelming desire from UNC to win the game that Duke wasn't showing. Hubert Davis, the head coach of the Tar Heels, after the game on setting the tempo early.
I mean, we got off to a really good start. I thought we were tied in defensively. I thought, obviously, we were making shots, but I really liked our pace. The way that we transitioned from defense to offense was at an elite level, and we were able to get exactly what we want in our primary break. We got layups or dunks, deep post catch, get fouled, get to the free throw line, or a quick open 3 by our best 3-point shooters. And so to start the game that way, that ignited us, gave us even more confidence, and it was something that we did. We wanted to get off to a good start to set the tone.
That's a game I would talk trash about if I were North Carolina. That's the game I would talk trash about. There's going to be games, if you like, they played, it was the 50th time they played as top 10 opponents, where both were in the top 10. Guess what it is now after the win by UNC?
Tell me.
25-25.
25 and 25.
Of course. It's got to be that, right? 25 and 25. There's going to be games where the other team hits shots. There's going to be games where the other team, just makes more plays, right? In football, great defense, better offense. I would talk so much trash about the game you out-hustled the other team. That's a choice, right? Every coach will tell you that's a choice. Control what you can control. North Carolina, all of the things they could control, they won. And then they rubbed it in the face of the crazies. I'm fine with it. You want to talk trash? You want to say too small? You want to shush the crowd? To the winner goes the spoils. Mm-hmm. You went into opponent's territory and took it to them? Take it to them. Cormac Ryan. Really? Cormac Ryan is going to be one of those. This became less of a deal because Nick Foles went on to win the Super Bowl with the Eagles. But for a while, there's a list of quarterbacks that had thrown 7 touchdowns in a game, and it's like Y.A. Tittle, Hall of Famer, Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer, and then there was Nick Foles. And this was before Nick Foles became like a cult legend with the Eagles. He was and it kind of made the list funny, right? Cormac Ryan, I'm not saying he's going to make the list funny because I don't want to disrespect him that way, but you look at some of the players that have scored 30 points for UNC against Duke. It's like Michael Jordan, Hubert Davis.
Yeah, it's a short list.
It's just like NBA player, greatest basketball player to ever live. First round draft pick, and now Cormac Ryan. Just like we all thought, right? In a game that has the ACC Player of the Year, R.J. Davis, the ACC Freshman of the Year, in my opinion, Jared McCain, future lottery pick, Kyle Filipowski, all-time leading rebounder in UNC history, Armando Bacot. It has all these big names. Of course, it was Cormac Ryan catching absolute fire. But, and we talked about this earlier in the year, the groundwork of that win was the UVA game for UNC a couple weeks ago. Because UVA, what do? They muddy things up, right? They make it ugly. UNC won the game by, I think it was around double figures, 9, 11, something like that, 10 points. And Cormac Ryan was their leading scorer with 18. And what I loved about it was R.J. Davis and Armando Bacot let him do his thing, right? There wasn't that, it was like, all right, if you're the dude, you're the dude. If it's your day, if you're hot from 3, you're hot from 3. And in that game, he hit 6 threes. Fast forward to the game against Duke, everybody was very comfortable going, hey, Cormac's feeling it. Let's get him the ball. That UVA game was paying dividends, and it's nice to know you can look to your 4th, your 5th best scorer to lead the team on nights when he's feeling it. They can beat Duke with their 4th scorer and not their A game. I don't think that was the best game we've seen UNC play in a long time. They were darn near dominant for large portions. There was that one little stretch in the second half where Duke got it back, but then they went on a 7-0 run and reestablished themselves. That was beating a top 10 team in the country in a rivalry game on their home court with your, I would say, 4th best scorer leading the way and as a team not bringing your A game. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. And then, anytime you make your opposing rival coach apologize to his fans as he's walking off the court, that's got to make you smile a little bit, right?
Just a little bit.
That's got to make you smile a little bit. Tim Donnelly here, The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, and I want to tell you about my friends over at Miller Lending. That, of course, includes Gordon Miller. They are the home of the no-cost loan. Just because rates are up right now doesn't mean you should be paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in closing costs when you lock in your mortgage, right? Timing is everything. We wish we could all buy a mortgage at the perfect time when the rates are the lowest. But sometimes life tells you otherwise, right? Your job moves you. You got to move for family. You got a bigger house, smaller house. Need to move across town. The timing isn't your choice. It can be your choice on how to take advantage on whatever timing you have to buy your mortgage with. No-cost loans allow you to refinance as many times as you need to each time you look at the rates and they're lower. And if you expect they're going to be lower in the next year, 2 years, as many do, you want to be prepared to take advantage of it. That's where Miller Lending can come in. 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377 to call Miller Lending, or you can visit them online at Miller MillerLending.com. That is MillerLending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, and MLS number 250-2146. We're going to be back with more of The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. If you say UNC steamrolled Duke, well, the Carolina Hurricanes steamrolled everyone this weekend. We'll tell you how and why coming up.
Now Spectrum is offering free VIP same-day installation. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds up to a gig and a 2-year price guarantee, plus a $100 Visa Rewards card. Don't miss this limited-time offer. Call 844-569-0429 by 6 p.m. and get free VIP installation as soon as tonight. Installation must be completed same day or next day to qualify for free install. Go to SpectrumFreeInstall.com for full details. Restrictions apply.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is the sporting goods store that's all about fun. And a new location is coming to Knightdale. With great brands at the best prices, you'll always find the gear you need to play the games you love and enjoy your favorite outdoor activities with your favorite people. Academy has it all in store and online. No matter how you have fun out there, your next adventure starts here. Your new Academy Sports and Outdoors store is coming soon to Knightdale. Until then, check out academy.com.
At Bet365, they don't do ordinary. They believe that every sport should be epic. Every point, every game, every layup, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, official partner of the Charlotte Hornets. 21 plus only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. Terms and conditions apply.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Oh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's tickets pack $370 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 2.93 to 4.24. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Soundstation and Security, your automotive and audio experts. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires, and so much more. Plus, did you know Soundstation and Security offers full service for your vehicle? Alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. And with a variety of financing options, Soundstation and Security can help you get what you need today. 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Soundstation and Security. Visit myhotsound.com.
Where's me shamrock? Everybody's Irish at Hibernian Pub's St. Patrick's Day celebrations. This year, there's double the Irish with 2 parties.
Come out for a wee drum.
Saturday, March 16th, Hibernian takes over Glenwood South, starting at noon with live music, Irish dancers, bagpipers, and great food and drinks to celebrate all day. Then, Sunday, March 17th, there's a live DJ party with bagpipers and Irish dancers on North Street, next to Hibernian Pub on Glenwood, starting at noon. Get details at hibernianpub.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
And now behind the play, we got a fight. Lemieux is just going with rights and pummeling Paul Hall.
That was the entire fight. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9.
It wasn't a fight. It was a beatdown. Let's call it what it is.
You know when you can play
pummeled
when you can play the entire fight as a rejoin and it feels like it was short as a rejoin? Someone handled their business. Earned himself a little contract, too. Lemieux got paid within 24 hours of that beatdown. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The Canes.
Them too.
The Canes can. I'll tell you that much. They can score the puck as of this weekend. Offense looked as good scoring the puck as they have all year this weekend. To be honest, I'm going to kind of backtrack, right? There's this element in sports where the coach is going, no. Yes, right? It's the throw into triple coverage that gets caught. It's the one-man Leroy Jenkins just burst up the ice 1-on-3, and you're like, no, take it out, no, hold it, no, take goal, yes. There's some of that going on with the Canes right now. It is what they did over the weekend in their 2 wins, which were extremely aesthetically pleasing. They were really fun. The vibes were high. The scoring was there. It was the definition of you don't get mad if it works. You don't get mad if it works, because they were doing a lot of what I asked them not to do recently, and it was working, so I'm sitting there going, all right, keep it up.
I still put up, 41 shots yesterday, I think?
41 shots, but it was working, right? Mm-hmm. We've seen them make the extra pass a lot, right? And it seems like they're hunting for the best shot. It seems like they're hunting for the highlight. The way I called it was putting their shot selection on a pedestal, right? They're only going to take the perfect shot. And I was encouraging them to just get shots on net. But it felt like over the weekend, every time they made the extra pass, it did actually lead to the better shot, right? Too many times this year, we saw them go for the highlight, no-look, backhand pass, or the pump faking pass, and then it was getting broken up, right? You were allowing people to get lucky. You were allowing defensemen to get lucky and just get a half a stick on the puck and deflect it, and you weren't getting your shot off. This weekend, it was like a pump fake, pass, no-look pass, give and go, stick handling, no-look pass, goal! And I'm sitting there going, all right, if you're going to do it like that, I'm not going to complain. Could you have taken a shot after the second pass? Yeah. Would it have been a good shot? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it have been as good of the shot that you eventually got? No. Did you have to take a couple chances to get there? Yes. But it worked. So fine, right? Fine. It's the quarterback throwing it into the small window 100 miles an hour. The coach is going to go, that's not a good read. There were 2 guys there. But if you're going to put it 6 inches in front of his chest, right into his breadbasket where only he could catch it, fine, positive, plus on film, good grade. Earlier this season, I've seen them do what they were doing over this weekend too much, and I've complained that they were hunting highlights and being too precious with their shots. But when it works, I forget all that. And by the way, I think Rod was in a similar situation, right? Rod had told them they're making too many extra passes. They need to get shots on net. This wasn't that long ago. Rod was smiling this weekend. Rod was telling jokes in the post-game locker room this weekend. Vibes were immaculate this weekend for the Carolina Hurricanes. Here's Rod on the locker room being excited about the one part we haven't mentioned yet, the new additions being in the locker room.
Well, there's no doubt the guys are pretty excited with the additions, that's for sure. I don't know if it had anything to do with what happened on the ice, but obviously you can tell the talent that Kuzi has. It's evident. I mean, I'm glad he's on our team. It's one of those, and it always was like that when you played against him too. But I think has a little bit of energy too, and it's to your point, it's showing.
He's obviously talking about Kuznetsov, who played but did not register a point, was in the mix quite a bit.
He was noticeable every time he was on the ice, and I say that in a positive way. Because sometimes you notice somebody, you're like, oh.
Especially a new guy. It's like,
yeah.
Wait a second, everybody is, flowing, and then he's going upstream.
Yeah.
Like, it was not that. He was in the mix. But I want to give a shout-out to the guys that have been around, right? Because Gensel didn't play. right? Not on the ice yet, still come back from the injury, the transition, all those things, not knocking him. Kuzi did play, but didn't register the points. It was Teravainen. It was Fetch. It was obviously Aho. It was Kokiniemi. It was Jarvis. It was the guys who you've been paying to score being a part of the action that led to goals. It's almost like the new guys came in and re-energized. I don't want to call them the old guys because, Jarvis is fresh out of, college age. But the guys that were there previously were all energized just by the new blood.
I was in the locker room post game, talked to Jalen Chatfield and a couple others. The energy in the locker room was noticeable. There's a little bit more of upbeat, just knowing, and even Jalen Chatfield said it's like, yeah, like the organization went out and got these guys. Like, yeah, they brought a little bit more juice. It's like, oh, like you brought in some skill, like you brought in some talent to add to this group that's already good. That means they believe in us. Like, let's go do this thing. The energy in that locker room was definitely noticeable.
And maybe the best news, right? They still only gave up 2 goals in each game. So, right, all of this new energy, all of this new vibe, all of this, kumbaya, everyone's excited, seemed to come on the attack, right? The forwards were the ones, kind of playing Brazilian soccer. It was the beautiful game out there, right? Little passing it all over the place. Everybody knew where everybody was. They're like, I'm going to go up here. You're going to flow back. I'm never going to look at you, but I'm going to throw you the no-look pass as if I knew you were there all along. Like, all of that was very much forward-related. The defense didn't miss a beat, right? The defense was still the Canes' defense that it has been all year, or maybe not all year, but a lot of the year and a lot of the time under Rod, right? There's still the moments, and I've been advocating for these moments to be recognized all year. There's still the moments when Slavin has like a 3-on-1 and he's the one, and they don't even get a shot off, right? The thing that I used to get really annoyed with the Canes, he finds a way to do it routinely, which I know is frustrating the Devils or whoever it ends up being, Calgary. It does feel like something is coming together right now. And Gensel hasn't even played yet.
No.
And Kuzi hasn't even settled in yet.
Like, dude just got here.
It does feel like something is coming together for the Canes, which emphasizes everything we said on Friday, which is the front office did their job. They've put together a group that the ceiling, ready for this, UNC fans, because you won against Duke, I'll use it. The ceiling is the roof. There, or in more understandable cliche terms, there is no ceiling for this group, right? They can go as high as the coaches and the players want to take them. They can. There's nothing that says you can't win the cup with this group. And matter of fact, every day that this new group is back together, I think it's more likely that they're one of a very, very small number of teams that have a high percentage chance of winning the cup.
And there's going to take some time to get the timing down because you can tell Kuznetsov was seeing and reading stuff, but the timing just wasn't there on some passes and things of those regard.
And it was going back to the vibes. There's one shot on the broadcast. I think it was the first game. I watched them both at home. Dennis, you were at the home game.
I was.
But there was one where Aho was on the bench and Kuznetsov was sitting next to him, and they were having an animated conversation, but you could tell it was Aho going like, yes, you're seeing it. Yes, exactly. Now, once you see that, let me do like cut, or I don't know exactly what they were saying, but you could tell he was so excited and doing like okay, then you just got to let me do me for 1 second, and you're going to get the goal, and like they were so animated that they were in the right spot, and it was such good energy, right? It wasn't a player going up to the other and saying, this is how we do things here. You need to get on page with us. It was Kuznetsov going, all right, I saw this. And Aho's like, saw it too. Okay, how do we react? How are we successful on it? And it was just a quick, good vibe, sitting on the bench next to each other, right? Ends with a little fist bump, and then you're back out there ready to roll. And when two guys of that high-level talent and vision start to speak the same language, and I mean partially literally, but more hockey, when they start to speak the same language, that's what you're looking forward to. That's when things go really, really well. Go ahead, hit it again. The ceiling is the roof. That is so funny. That is so funny. The ceiling is the roof. The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan for my friends at Window Nation. You may think you need to worry about the ceilings and the roofs in your house, but you also need to worry about the windows. That's where Window Nation comes in. And actually, I like that about them. They are very, very specific in what they are experts at. They do windows, a door if you need it, but they're focused on windows. And right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. If you're frustrated by higher and higher heating bills, or, depending on the day, kind of hot and cold flip-flops around here, if you're frustrated by higher and higher cooling bills, then when that electricity bill gets too high, you want to call up Window Nation. You'd be surprised how many dollars and cents you might just be throwing out your leaky, your cracked, your inefficient windows. They can install brand new windows in 1 day or less, and they come with a lifetime warranty with proven quality and service. It's no wonder thousands of homeowners have trusted Window Nation for their homes, and you can too. Get a free, no obligation quote right now. It's very, very easy. Call 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION. Or visit windownation.com to schedule. They'll come to your house. They'll look at your windows. They'll give you a fair and honest assessment. They came out to my house. I loved it because they looked at some and said, all right, this is where you're losing your money. They looked at some and said, this one's actually in pretty good shape, right? Who does that when they're trying to sell you things? Look at you and go, no, this one's good. They're honest with you. They'll give you a breakdown. It's a no obligation quote and demonstration. Again, 866-90-NATION for Window Nation. We'll be back after this with more of The Drive with Tim Donnelly. The ACC tournament is set. Where are the most exciting matchups? We'll tell you.
How a busy baker beat back foot pain. Meet Sanja.
Brownies, cupcakes, cookies. I love to bake. There have been times when I've been on my feet for at least 12 hours.
And that's how things went from sweet to sour.
I had excruciating pain in both feet to a point where I had to limp out of the kitchen.
So she called up a former foot pain sufferer, her big sister.
She told me, you need to go to the Good Feet store and get some arch supports.
Smart lady.
It was an awesome experience. Scott took great care of my feet.
He's the arch support specialist who fitted her.
He was very patient, very knowledgeable. Scott was the man.
Now Sanja can have her cake and bake it too.
Oh yeah, my feet are very happy now.
You're gonna have to make some cookies for Scott.
I've already done that.
Of course you did.
The Good Feet store is in Chapel Hill near Whole Foods, in Fayetteville in the Freedom Town Center, and in Raleigh in the Midtown East Shopping Center. Book your appointment today at goodfeet.com. The Good Feet store.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. What a great time for sports. The College Hoops Tournament in hockey is in the home stretch. I call games in Seattle and around the country, but when I'm back in the Triangle, I head right to Buffalo Brothers. Make sure you visit Buffalo Brothers for all the big games. Always great specials, like half-price appetizers Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6. Dine in, carry out at all 5 Triangle locations and online at buffbrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
We're with Kevin of Fairway Green. What are most people looking for you to do for them?
Our customers are looking for us to use the best, safest products possible to get the best results, as weed-free as possible, the best color possible. And of course, if they have trouble areas or disease issues, we can definitely help them out there.
And you really know the grasses in this area.
We've been serving the Carolinas and only the Carolinas since 1989.
Nobody beats a Fairway Green lawn. Get started now. Go to fairwaygreen.com or call 919-329-0095.
Hey friends, Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan here for FanDuel, and the wait is over, college hoops fans. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is officially live in North Carolina. And right now, new customers get $250 in bonus bets guaranteed when you bet your first $5. Just go to FanDuel.com/Paul, Paul with a capital P, and sign up. You can bet on everything from the money line to over-unders to which team will cut down the nets, all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. So take the court with $250 in bonus bets, win or lose, when you place your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com/Paul and get started. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The plan was to talk the ACC tournament right here, and we will get to it. However, we have a bit of breaking news. This is the kind of boring breaking news that Panthers fans should probably be more excited for than they actually will be.
You should be excited for something like this.
Panthers, according to Mike Garafolo of NFL Network, have agreed to terms with Robert Hunt on a 5-year, get ready for this, $100 million deal, according to Garafolo's sources. Now, there's a lot of you going, Robert Hunt? Is it Rob Hunt, Bob Hunt, Bobby Hunt? Who is? He's an offensive guard that has spent the first 4 years of his career with the Miami Dolphins. Offensive guard. Miami Dolphins. To the Panthers for $100 million. This is quite a bit of money for what I'm going to call Bryce Young's new bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody who you would hope, I assume they're going to play him on the left side, can take some of the Ike Ekwonu pressure and say, you handle edge rushers, right? Let me do the mentals. Let me do the bullying. You, mano-a-mano on the edge. Ike Ekwonu, be the physical freak that you are. I'll be the guard. I'll be the stalwart of the left side. I'll be the bodyguard over here. Let me make your job easier.
We talked a lot over the last few weeks about what do the Panthers need. They need to surround Bryce with some protection and obviously skilled guys to throw to, but he needs the protection first. This goes a long way, and by the way, he's getting $63 million guaranteed, which has been basically the first 3 years of the contract.
First 3 years of the deal. He is a young guy. He's only been in the league for four years.
He's 27.
So that's
these are his prime years.
This is a bit of a bet on him to be better than he has been, but there's reason to believe that is possible, right? He's a no-time Pro Bowler, no-time All-Pro. So you'd expect or you hope if you're going to give him $100 million over the next 5 years that he makes a couple of those. But you're going to put him in a situation where he's the guy you depend on. Taylor Moton on the right tackle, maybe you throw him over there with the right, and you just have a group that you feel very, very comfortable with on the right side, and you can run the ball and you can have a little dependability over there. Or as I mentioned, you throw him on the left, and you let him help out Ike Ekwonu. But we're going to talk about this later on in the show. Dave Canales, Dan Morgan, putting their fingerprints all over this roster. If you're not our guys, get out. And this is one of the first players, probably outside of Bryce Young, who they have, through their actions, said, this is our guy, right? Robert Hunt is their guy. If he turns out well, then Dave Canales gets to and Dan Morgan get to celebrate that credit. If it doesn't work out, they're the ones that have to wear this one. Mm-hmm. This is not a problem of the future team or the former regime, right? This is your decision, and that's the first name that they've hitched their wagon to as a group. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Now let's look at the ACC Tournament. It starts tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We have made it.
Roll in the AV cards. Let's go.
And make no mistake about it, today, legal sports gambling. So tomorrow,
big day.
College basketball conference tournament, the Atlantic Coast Conference starts.
You can bet right now who you think's going to win the whole thing.
I may have placed a little bit of a wager myself. Tomorrow, there's the also-rans, right? The teams that, at this point next year, if you have a season like you had this year, you might not even be in the ACC tournament. Next year, with 18 teams with Cal, SMU, and Stanford joining the league, there's still only 15 making the tournament. So if you had a season like these teams we're about to talk about, there's no guarantee you're even in the conference tournament next year. Notre Dame versus Georgia Tech, that's a 12 versus 13. Boston College versus Miami, that's an 11 versus 14. And North Carolina versus Louisville. North Carolina State versus Louisville.
You threw some people off there for a second.
North Carolina State versus number 15 Louisville. That's a 10 versus 15. It took a special amount of collapse down the stretch for NC State to even be playing on Tuesday. And I don't know what is at stake. Could be jobs at stake. Could be saving face for your fans in the cubicles, in the office, in the store, in the shop, in the mechanics room, whatever. It's a must win for NC State versus Louisville. If you're gonna fall that far, you better look like it's kind of foolish that we fell this far. Let's just go take care of business. On Wednesday is where Wake will be waiting for the winner of Notre Dame Georgia Tech. Syracuse will be waiting for the winner of NC State Louisville. Clemson will be waiting for the winner of Boston College Miami. And Virginia Tech and Florida State are already locked in with the winner of that one playing UNC. This is the shame with NC State's season. Do you know what the shame of NC State's season is?
Go on.
I don't look at them as significantly worse or any worse than Syracuse. But NC State has to win a game to have the privilege of playing Syracuse. Right? In the ACC tournament, what day you start on is a status symbol, right? When your fans have to book their hotel is a status symbol. And Syracuse, as well as Virginia Tech and Florida State and Wake Forest and Clemson and obviously the top 4 seeds, they are a level above NC State. And a bunch of those teams, I don't think they're any more talented than. Right? Like Syracuse, they're a 7 seed. Virginia Tech, they're an 8 seed. I think you could go person for person down those rosters, and State, I mean, definitely isn't at a disadvantage. You might say, is that an advantage? But how foolish is that to say when you have the records and the seeding right here in front of us? That's the problem with this year. And you could point to a million different things. You could point to coaching. Right? Anytime you make the argument that there's a certain level of talent and a lesser talented or equally talented team outperformed that first team, coaching is going to be one of the things you bring up. You could bring up the chemistry that was or was not created or formed or gelled fast enough by the new faces. All I know is that you should be upset. You should be insulted and a little embarrassed that you're getting there for a Tuesday game. And when Syracuse walks in the gym day 2, assuming you get to play them, and they're sauntering in with the first time, right? They got their warm-ups on, and you're there a little tired from the day before. You just played a game. You should see, for lack of a better term, you should see red. You should be angry. UNC, the 1 seed, Duke, the 2 seed, that much obvious. UVA and Pitt, the 3 and 4. Are all 4 of those teams in the tournament? Pitt probably needs to win one, right?
Pitt, especially if it's against Wake Forest, that might be the separator, but they might need to win. I think if Pitt beats Wake and they beat Carolina, then I think they're in.
I think anyone who beats Carolina or Duke probably has a good chance because you've probably won 1 or 2 games to get there, and you're unless it's like Louisville or something. Louisville, you're gonna have to win it all. NC State, you're probably gonna have to win it all. But I don't see them even getting those types of teams getting the chance to beat UNC and Duke. The way the ACC tournament is built, the whole status symbol of teams waiting, it is designed, and rightfully so, to give the top seeds a massive advantage of just pure rest and not being fatigued. If you're going to go on the run, you're going to have to overcome the odds, and that's how it should be, right? The reason why you play the regular season is to earn the advantage in the ACC tournament. So I'm not sure that I would expect any true Cinderellas.
You got to win 5 games in 5 days.
It just doesn't happen. And it's not like you're winning 5 games in 5 days, and the first 2 are against mid-majors. Like, they're an ACC team on the other side of the floor every single night. It could be more possible that like a Wake Forest or Clemson go on a run, but even that's unlikely. Right? It's 4 games in 4 days. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying that, right, the proper teams have been given the advantage. And the teams that are looking at it going, wow, the cards are really stacked against you, I think you need to do some introspective thinking to find out how those cards got stacked against you and what role you had to play in it, which, is probably going to come to some really, really depressing thoughts.
And we didn't bring up the fact that DJ Horn.
We're going to talk about State individually, but you're right. Going on a Cinderella run with DJ Horn less than 100% or maybe even not available lowers your chances significantly.
Dennis Cox here with my friends over at Law Tigers. Talk about a Cinderella ride. Could you imagine pulling up the PNC Arena on a custom Hurricanes Harley-Davidson Softail motorcycle? That'd be one heck of a ride. Dennis Cox here again for my friends over at Law Tigers. Everything I just mentioned could actually be real because the Law Tigers, Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson, Shiny Side Paint, and your Carolina Hurricanes, they're all teaming up to give the ultimate Canes fan a custom Hurricanes 2023 Harley-Davidson Softail motorcycle. Enter now. Enter today. We're less than less than 4 weeks away from giving away this bike. It's going to be given away live on the ice on Friday, April 5th. If you want to win it, you have to enter today. Go to caniacsbike.com. Again, that's caniacsbike.com for your chance to win this custom-painted beauty of a bike. It's a gorgeous bike. If you win it, you let me know. I'm actually looking to get a motorcycle here in the very near future from Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson. I'll ride a PNC with you. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. NC State basketball ended their regular season on a low note. As I just said, let's ask the question, how did they get here? Next.
Hey, it's me, your future you. You made bad credit card moves. Got no rewards to use. Ugh. Should've compared cards with the nerds and got the cash back you deserve. Now you have to stand to see your favorite band while your friends all got VIP wristbands. Don't make your future you hate you.
Compare and find top credit cards today with NerdWallet. NerdWallet. Finance smart.
Guys, Marcy Bailey here from Bailey's Fine Jewelry with some diamond advice. Buying an engagement ring doesn't have to be so complicated. We've been doing this since 1948, and we know what women want, a combination of size and quality. And a little hint here, size wins big. We guarantee you can be in and out in under an hour, and she'll love the ring or your money back. It's that easy. Come see why we're voted the best place to buy a diamond. And remember, every woman wants a Bailey box.
Something is new in Raleigh. Global Golf's retail location has been redesigned with you in mind. Now, North Carolina's largest selection of pre-owned golf gear is even bigger. We've added hundreds of pre-owned golf clubs to the sales floor. Global Golf has all the latest golf gear to get you ready for the season, and our PGA professionals are here to help you with fittings and lessons. And Saturday, March 16th is Global Golf's big sidewalk sale with unbelievable one-day-only specials. Global Golf, open Monday through Saturday, 10 till 6. 7320 ACC Boulevard, North Raleigh.
Hey, it's Dennis Cox, and I've teamed up with Underdog Fantasy to help you play like a champion. To be a champion, you must play like one. Here are some helpful tips for you to stay safe while gaming. Have a game plan going in. Set that budget for yourself that you know you can afford to lose, and make sure that you stick to it. But also remember that gaming is about fun and entertainment, not just a way to make money. If gaming is no longer fun for you, it's important that you seek help when necessary. I enjoy and love playing with Underdog because it's obviously a great opportunity for me to have added value and added investment into the sports that I watch. When I'm watching the Carolina Hurricanes play, or I'm watching NBA basketball games or college hoops, you name it, I have that added investment, and that's what Underdog always brings. Now you're ready to play like a champion. This message has been brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Did you know one of the best investments you can make? It's in yourself. At My Computer Career, in just a few months, you could start your new career in the high-demand, recession-resistant field of information technology. Isn't it time you invest in you and start a career in networking, cybersecurity, AI, or upskill to boost your current IT career? So, get the ROI you deserve at My Computer Career. No experience necessary. Start now at mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we talk state, I was looking into the Panthers' new $100 million man. They signed Robert Hunt to a 5-year, $100 million deal just a little bit ago. During the commercial break, looked him up. I didn't realize who he was. I didn't realize the type of athlete the Panthers were bringing in. If you remember this year, there was a broken play where somehow a Miami Dolphins offensive lineman ended up with the ball on a pass play.
This is when the Ravens were playing against the Dolphins.
And that offensive lineman turned and, to quote Will Smith, got jiggy with it, weaved, made moves, ran like an athlete, ends up getting upended at the 1-yard line, stretches the ball out, breaks the plane, touchdown. I mean, do you know what it looked like? It It looked like when I was a kid and you go create a running back and create a player on Madden, but you think it's funny to make them like 5'11", 410 pounds.
Yeah.
And they're just moving.
Speed 93.
Yeah, that was him. And he scored, and then, of course, it was illegal because you can't throw a pass to an offensive guard on a screen. But
shame.
But the moves were there. I'm all in on this guy now. I didn't know a ton about Robert Hunt because who studies the offensive line of other teams and other divisions? But now I'm all in. I want athletes on the field. Find a way to make him eligible. I want athletes on the field. And some of the advanced statistics like him, right? Like 1,000 plays, 29 pressures allowed, only 4 sacks. Worked really well with Tua, former Alabama quarterback, so maybe it'll work with Bryce Young, former Alabama quarterback. I didn't realize I was in the presence of a celebrity with Robert Hunt, though, so credit to the athlete. He's not just a lineman. He's a offensive line athlete, which I like. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's look at NC State. There's a saying in college basketball, you want to be peaking in March. What is the opposite of peaking? Valleying?
Yeah. Tumbling.
NC State is valleying heading into the postseason. 4 straight losses. They lost 7 of their last 9 games, fell all the way to playing on Tuesday in the ACC Tournament, which is something they obviously would have been playing not to do. DJ Horn left the game with an injury after just 3 shot attempts. DJ Horn has been their best player this year, at times the only player that had any kind of consistency. You look at the game against Pitt, which was a loss to end their season, only Jaden Taylor scored in double figures. And actually, you know, the one thing that the DJ Horn injury did do was it kind of guaranteed that Jaden Taylor was going to play big minutes. And he's been their second best scorer over the last 2 weeks. And at times he hasn't been able to get his way onto the floor, which frustrated me. So at least those frustrations were alleviated. And do you know what's the real bad part about this? They didn't do the other thing. Like, winning is winning, right? If they would have sold out to win the game against Pitt, who am I to knock them? But I did say going into the game, you know, no one's going to look at your season differently if you're 18-13 versus 17-14, right? No one's going to look at your team differently if you're 11-9 in conference versus 10-10. It might have been nice to say you were 500, but in reality, it's a down season either way. The one thing I wanted them to do, if they couldn't get the win against Pitt, was for lack of a better term, sharpen their slingshot, right? If you're going to be David versus the Goliath of the ACC tournament, what is the thing that you can try? Might be low percentage, might be unlikely, but what is the thing that you can give yourself a little bit of hope on, right? What is the thing State can hang their hat on? What is it? I thought it might have been DJ Horn if you got him the ball every play. If you just said, let's see if we can go like, you know, Steph Curry at Davidson, right? Where it's just, hey, we got one guy. We're going to get him the ball a ton. Everybody else, it's wide open layups or kick it to DJ Horn. I thought that might have been the case. DJ Horn gets hurt, out of your hands. What is the thing? What is the thing? You didn't win the game. We don't know your path to an upset. That in lies the problem. There are other teams that I think are less talented and maybe are in similar places as far as record where at least I know your trick play, right? At least I know, hey, if this happens, what do you do? If DJ Burns goes nuts down low, we saw it against the Duke game. Or in the Duke game. DJ Burns is as efficient as he can be down low. Other teams are going, great, we're going to score 2.5 points per possession on the other side. We'll give you your 1.7 points or whatever down in the post. And those numbers are made up and exaggerated. But my point is, like, what do you do? And it's the exact problem that we've had all year. We do ACC cons and cons once a week. And how many times was the biggest concern that one of us had for NC State? What's your identity and what are your rotations?
For me, it's been identity. You've been harping on the rotations a lot.
And it's been that way for months. Months. That's so wildly frustrating. right? If you're a fan and you start asking a question like at the end of November, and then you're going into the ACC tournament with the same question, like I'm fine. You solve one, a new problem pops up. You solve one, new problem pops up. In some ways, that's kind of that's life, right? You just got to keep putting out fires as long as you can, and hopefully when you hit the ACC tournament, you're finally to a point where all the fires are out, or at least they're manageable. Do you know what? You ready for an analogy? This one's one of my favorite stories in life.
Hit me.
Being an NC State fan right now, or being a member of the program right now, has to feel like the guys that paint the Golden Gate Bridge. Have you ever heard of the guys that paint the Golden Gate Bridge?
I have.
There's a special paint that needs to be painted on the Golden Gate Bridge to prevent rust and wear and tear and keep it structurally sound. And the real kicker of it all is these guys paint the entire – I mean, the Golden Gate Bridge is big, right? It's iconic. It gives it that orange color. They paint the entire Golden Gate Bridge, and ironically, it takes the exact amount of time to paint the Golden Gate Bridge as it takes for the paint to need a new coat. So there are painters out there whose sole job is to paint the Golden Gate Bridge, and they are never done. They just start painting it, and as soon as they're done, they go back to the beginning and start painting it again. And it's just like that until they retire or get fired or pass the torch. If you're NC State, it probably feels like that. You started in November trying to say, hey, what's our identity? Hey, what do we hang our hat on? Hey, what are the rotations? What's the hierarchy? Who are the players that we depend on to lock down the opposing team's best player? Who are the players we depend on to defend the rim and rebound? Who are the players we depend on for shooting? And just week after week, you kind of feel like you solved it, right? At times it's okay, O'Connell's the guy with the ball who's distributing. At times it's, all right, Casey Morsell is the knockdown shooter. At times it's, all right, Mo Diarra is going to come in and he's going to be the rim protector. No, it's Ben Middlebrooks. No, actually, we're not going to have a rim protector because we're going to trust DJ Burns out there. And then by the time you think you have it solved, go right back to the beginning because it needs to start all over, back to the drawing board, back to square one, because all that work didn't actually finish it. Now you're going into the ACC tournament. What questions do I have? Well, especially with DJ Horn, maybe not 100%, who's your go-to scorer? Who's your best perimeter defender? Who's your biggest rim defender on defense?
What's your rotation?
What's your rotation? Is Jaden Taylor going to play 35 minutes or is he going to play 19 minutes? Is Mo Diarra going to play 30-plus minutes or is he going to play 12? I don't know, and I've been asking these questions for a long time. And yeah. Like you get to match up against Louisville. You're probably going to look good against Louisville. That probably says more about Louisville. You're going to look good. We may even think some things are solved. I'm not going to fall for it, but it may look like some things are solved, right? Diarra might have a big game. Maybe Morsell hits 4 or 5 threes, and then you're going to roll into the next round. Again, assuming you beat Louisville, playing Syracuse, and I am going to be very, very, very concerned. And there is a part of me that thinks you're playing for your coach's job. I don't know if that's true. The decision may have already been made behind closed doors to keep him, but there's only one way to be safe, to have your guys back, and that's to go win 2 or 3 games in this tournament.
Yeah, you have to win 2 or 3, but I don't even know if that's going to be enough.
The decision may have been made.
I think it's already. I think that decision's been made. Unless he makes a run to the NCAA tournament, I think that decision's already been made.
We'll have to decide. We'll have to discuss after they play tomorrow.
Gosh,
the tournament
crazy.
starts tomorrow.
I mean, it was not that long ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. It was in the month of February. We're looking like, okay, NC State right now is on the edge of being a Thursday team, getting a double bye.
I think
like
that
wasn't that
similar
long ago.
to saying I think they might look good tomorrow against Louisville. I think that may say more about where the ACC was at the time rather than where NC State was. They're playing on Tuesday. They're playing on Tuesday.
Team.
It's a status symbol.
It's not a status a lot of people want to have, a Tuesday team. Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Capital Buy Sell Trade, located on Glenwood Avenue right here in Raleigh. We talk about fandom, right? We got tournaments going on. We got pro sports, leagues going down to the wire. Well, you want to flex your fandom? Do it with a fresh pair of sneakers from Capital Buy Sell Trade. They got something out there for you, whether it's, again, sneakers, vintage, streetwear, you name it. They got something there for you. They even got vintage T-shirts of a lot of colleges and pro sports teams, things like that. If you want to rock that vibe, they got it over there for you. Capital Buy Sell Trade. They're located right here in Raleigh on Glenwood Avenue, right by Crabtree. Locally owned, locally operated. It's built from the ground up from guys that, again, started right here in the Triangle, went to colleges right here in the state of North Carolina, and again, they have a passion for sports as well, just like I do, and they have a passion for sneakers, just like I do as well. Again, flex your fandom. Capital Buy Sell Trade. When you swing over there, let them know that Dennis sent you.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, has football at 4 coming up. NFL free agency, legal tampering. The Panthers spent $100 million. I'll tell you on what next.
A new Academy Sports and Outdoor store is coming to Knightdale with great brands at the best prices. From sports equipment to outdoor gear, apparel, and footwear, Academy is all about bringing the fun. Your store is coming soon to Knightdale. Until then, check out academy.com.
Hey y'all, Dylan at Oak City Customs here. With spring upon us and summer right around the corner, it's time to enjoy your backyard or outdoor entertainment space. At Oak City Customs, we offer a wide variety of items for outdoor living, including pergolas, shade sails, fire pits, and outdoor bar areas. In addition to dining room tables and other items for the inside of your home, we would love to make your vision for your outdoor space a reality this season. Come visit us at our showroom in Zebulon or check us out at oakcitycustoms.com.
It's time for another Gold Rush, North Carolina. It's Victoria Vodnecker, and BetMGM is now live. Download the app today and wager on your favorite sports from anywhere in the state. From the mountains to the Outer Banks, the king of sportsbooks is ready to take your game to the next level. Discover exclusive offers that help you pick your perfect parlay. Check out the latest boosted odds specials. Take advantage of fan-friendly daily and weekly promotions. Make every game and moment matter when you make pregame and live wagers on all your favorite sports. Bet with confidence on the BetMGM app. Easy-to-use technology that makes betting fast and convenient. Don't miss a slap shot, a slam dunk, or the biggest college tournament of the year. Make every play mean more with BetMGM. It's showtime, North Carolina, and the ball is always in your court with the king of sportsbooks. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. North Carolina only. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Oh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's tickets pack $370 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 2.93 to 4.24. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers, like people who want flexible payment options. Take Corey. When his old car insurance wouldn't extend his payment date, do you think he stopped driving and started speed walking? No. He found Direct Auto and now pays in person with a local agent when it's convenient for him. And you can too. Get a free quote at a store near you. Direct Auto. Stop compromising. Keep driving. Terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free. No credit cards, no car loan, no personal loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make it happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes. With almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle, you can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Listen, your home value is way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards, get some money for a home improvement. Literally hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. Call 919-381-1760, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
This hour on the Triangle Sports Leader is brought to you by the Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
You can feel the madness
Go to GotBrian.com. That's GotBrian.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. A little breezy out there for us this afternoon with some gusts out of the northwest up to 25 miles per hour. A high of 62 with sunshine for the rest of the day. Clear skies tonight, but chilly, down to 37. Big warm-up starts tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies with a high of 71, and highs will be in the 70s for the rest of the work week.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit Newcomb & Company. .com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones is up 49 points to 38,772. Market update brought to you by The Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to The Good Feet Store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities. Tesla brings the Keeping It Real Tour to D-Pack for one night only, March 13th. That's this Wednesday. There's still time to get great seats for this multi-platinum rock band. Tesla tickets on sale now at dpacknc.com.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Legal tampering? It's the dumbest name for a section on the NFL calendar.
Just call it in the negotiation period.
How about you just open free agency and say these guys that are agreeing to deals can sign deals? But I digress.
There's that too. I mean, I guess,
legal tampering could become legal free agency real quick. The Panther.
I think the whole thing was that there were teams that were literally like waiting on someone's doorstep at midnight when free agency would begin.
You're darn
and
right.
They want to all right, let's get rid of this.
I want him out there like John Cusack holding a boombox above his head playing music for him as soon as midnight starts. That's what I want. Legal tampering is open, which means teams and players, free agents can talk. They can agree in principle on deals, and we've seen a bunch. Kirk Cousins, 4 years, $180 million with the Falcons.
Bruh.
Baker Mayfield.
Insane.
Baker Mayfield, 100 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Gabe Davis to Jacksonville. Josh Jacobs to the Packers. DeAndre Swift to Chicago. Christian Wilkins to the Dolphins. Christian Wilkins to the Raiders from the Dolphins. 4 years, $110 million. But that's a lot of
Derek
money.
Brown going, okay.
Let's actually, that's a good transition. Let's look at some of these deals through the Panthers' prism. Starting with the one deal they've made that has made waves, which is Robert Hunt, offensive lineman, interior offensive lineman, a guard from the Dolphins, 5 years, $100 million. That's no small amount of money. That is the Panthers and Dave Canales and Dan Morgan through a whole bunch of actions over the last week or so, saying the previous regime did just about everything wrong as far as building a roster around Bryce Young. Cut veteran Bradley Bozeman. Cut veteran Hayden Hurst. Right? And not get a lot of cap savings on these deals. Right? They're moving on from players left and right, not re-signing DJ Chark, not electing to tender Emir Smith-Marset, right? If you're on the offense and you weren't handpicked, chosen by Dave Canales and Dan Morgan, and your name isn't Bryce Young, I would be extremely nervous because they do not agree with much about what the previous regime did. And bringing in Robert Hunt on 5 years, $100 million, is just the beginning of them building the supporting cast that they think is best for Bryce. And you're right? You look at Christian Wilkins' deal with the Raiders, $110 million, 84 some odd million guaranteed. Derek Brown's eyes are getting big. They are. And T. Higgins demanded a trade or asked for a trade from the Bengals. I think you should entertain some kind of, you're going to have to throw other things in, a little swap, Brian Burns for T. Higgins in a third. Something along those lines. Brian Burns and a fourth or a fifth for T. Higgins in a second. I don't know. Get creative. But if Brian Burns is your trade chip, they might make that move, and I would expect them to make that move with trading in defense for offense. I think it is very obvious the Panthers have a plan, and that plan involves fixing the offense first and then figuring out what to do with the defense. It's almost like they're looking at Evero and saying, hey, remember last year when you made chicken salad out of chicken you-know-what? The chicken you-know-what's about to get a lot stinkier. It's about to get a lot worse, a lot smellier, and you're still going to have to do that. They're cutting Von Bell. Von Bell isn't going to get them a ton of salary cap, but it's going to get them, $1 million and change, right? They moved on from Dante Jackson. Doesn't look like they're going to be re-signing Frankie Louvu. They're going to cash in all those defensive chips for players like Robert Hunt. They're going to cash in all those defensive chips for players that they think will more directly help Bryce Young. Because there is the argument like a great defense helps your quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you only have to score 21 points per game, and you can win a whole bunch if you're only giving up 17 points per game. I get it, but that's not going to directly. That's an indirect way of helping your quarterback. They want guys that can be on the field and saying, great job, Bryce. Hey, I'll give you extra time if you need it, Bryce. Hey, I'll get open quickly if you need it, Bryce.
Well, speaking of that, Joe Person of The Athletic actually posted this just a little bit ago, talking about Robert Hunt, the newest signee for the Carolina Panthers. He's 6'6", 330, big guy. Had the lowest pressure rate among all offensive linemen in 2023, 0.8%. So he only allowed 1 sack and 3 pressures and 315 pass block snaps.
I love this
like,
so
this
much.
is the kind of like, yeah, I like that guy.
But you know what else I like?
What's that?
I like going to Miami because what have I said for a long time? A lot of the skill set between Tua and Bryce Young overlaps for me, right? They both obviously come from the same college program, Alabama. They both obviously have some of the similar, like not being 6'5", 240, laser rocket arm. I don't know what you call that, lack of prototypical size. But they've played in big games. They're not going to get rattled. And their superpower, if they have one, is between the ears, right? It's diagnosing. It's getting rid of the ball quick, right? Robert Hunt having the best, the lowest pressure percentage. Is that what we're calling it? What advanced analytic did we just?
Pressure rate.
Pressure rate, that's it. The lowest pressure rate is good for Robert Hunt. But do you know what else it's about? Tua getting rid of the darn ball, right? So Dave Canales is looking at what Miami's doing and saying, all right, Robert Hunt at whatever percentage, 99.9% of the time, gives you enough time to get rid of the ball like Tua did last year, right? That's not enough time to get rid of the ball like Ben Roethlisberger used to, right? Ben Roethlisberger used to sit back there and take 9 hits and then throw it, and it would be 24 seconds after the ball was snapped. Bryce can't do that, right? Robert Hunt coming in is saying, I'll give you 3 seconds, right? Now it's up to Bryce Young to say 3 seconds is all I need. And that's Dave Canales. That's the receivers who hopefully they have an idea of bringing in someone special, whether it's T. Higgins in a trade, whether it's maybe Calvin Ridley. I don't know who else is, maybe someone in the draft. But the receivers have to get open quick, just like Waddle does for Miami, just like Tyreek Hill does for Miami. They have to get open quick. The play caller has to call plays that let him get the ball out of his hands, and then Bryce has to get the ball out of his hands. Robert Hunt will take care of his part. But, Miami is not a usual offense, right? Mike McDaniel is a bit of that mad scientist, and Canales is taking someone from his team, Mike McDaniel's team. So you need to make sure you can do what Mike McDaniel can do, which is run that offense in a way that takes advantage of Robert Hunt's best attributes. And yes, and it does help that he's 6'6", 330 pounds. Goodness gracious. And that's why he's inside, because the lateral quicks probably aren't there at that size. But he might be able to mow some people down just moving forward. Because the other thing is, I said it earlier, I would put him on the left side with Ike Ekwonu and have him, you just heard those pass blocking statistics, help out pass blocking. I also love the idea of getting Hunt and Icky downhill and run blocking. It's the one thing Icky does at his super-duper high level. You put Chuba Hubbard behind those two guys, that might be 3 yards in a cloud of dust, 5 yards on a good day. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I'm Tim Donnelly here for DraftKings. The wait is over, everybody. The wait is over. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of NASCAR, is now live in North Carolina. You can legally bet on all your favorite sports anytime, anywhere, right here in North Carolina with DraftKings. For a limited time, new customers who sign up with promo code TIMD, TIMD, no spaces, and bet $5 will receive $200 instantly in bonus bets. DraftKings has the best features, including same-game parlays, player props, and more with fast and easy payouts right at your fingertips. You could put together a same-game parlay for a Canes game, right? We're talking multiple goal scorers, someone with an assist, save totals. You could, with conference tournaments coming up in college basketball, pick a winner. Whoever you think is going to win, pick them, look at the odds. You make your own decisions. But if you do that for at least $5, you'll get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now using code TIMD and bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code TIMD. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook/NC. NASCAR is not a sponsor of this promotion and used under license. The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. We'll be back with the podium. ACC College Basketball Edition. Stick around.
We want to invite you to Atlantic Spas and Billiards to bring more relaxation, wellness, and fun to your home. Sit in a hot tub from Hot Spring or Caldera, relax in a hot sauna from Finleo, or swim in our showroom in our endless pool. We have a fully stocked game room showroom with darts, ping pong, foosball, air hockey, pool tables, and more. Everything we sell for your home, from hot tubs to grills, from saunas to pool tables, promotes relaxation, wellness, and fun. Atlantic Spas and Billiards on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh and Market Street in Wilmington, AtlanticSBNC.com.
Attention Canes fans, your Carolina Hurricanes are calling on you to bring the energy to the PNC Arena. Get ready to immerse yourself in the electrifying atmosphere of the loudest house in the NHL. Join us in the stands to witness thrilling goals, epic hits, and be a part of the heart-pounding action. Don't miss out as we continue our quest for the Cup. From the first puck drop to the final horn, there's non-stop excitement at every Carolina Hurricanes game. Secure your seats now at hurricanes.com/tickets. Let's go Canes!
Due to overwhelming demand, the tour continues. Fall Out Boy. So much for tour dust. Live in Raleigh. PNC Arena Raleigh, March 19th, with special guest Jimmy Eat World and more. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The album So Much for Stardust is available now. Visit falloutboy.com.
At WakeMed MyCare 365, we deliver convenience others only talk about. Every day of the year. Primary care and urgent care under one roof. Multiple locations, virtual visits, walk-in or schedule an appointment online. From annual physicals and routine care to sinus infection, strep, or the flu, we couldn't be more convenient. Learn more about our kind of care and our kind of convenience at wakemed.org.
Adam Gold in studio with my man Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Earlier, I asked you, what do you want to talk about? And you said everything, but you want to get more specific than just everything.
I want to talk about the gutter helmets because last time I was here, I remember you saying your wife made you get in a bucket of a tractor to clean out gutters. I'm hoping you have our gutter helmets.
Well, not yet. But,
all right. Well, I'm coming to see you.
All right. Well, the bucket of the tractor is perfect for me. I just fit right in it. It's very cool.
Well, we do sell gutter helmets. We can come out to your home and do an assessment of your gutters. If your gutters are in good shape, you could use your gutters and we can put the gutter helmet right on your existing. But if they're in bad shape or you've got rotten, deteriorated wood, we can also handle all that as well. So just give us a call. We'll come out and do an assessment of your gutters and get you some pricing and right on the spot.
Everything for the exterior of your home, and you don't do anything for the bucket of our tractor, correct?
I will get in it with you to help you install the new gutter helmet.
There's only room for me in the bucket of the tractor. That's Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. You find them at aluminumcompany.com.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 4/6. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The podium's going to have to take a back seat for a moment because we have end of the season honors. The Oscars were last night. Did you watch, Dennis?
No.
Neither did I. But I would watch if they did an ACC honors award ceremony. Let's talk the big ones. North Carolina guard R.J. Davis is the player of the year. Yeah. I think we could have given that one away about a month ago.
Also, daylight savings was this weekend.
Yeah, tides in and then out. Tax time coming up. Other things we need to be able to predict. R.J. Davis, ACC Player of the Year. You know what? If there is an argument for guys sticking around, R.J. Davis might be it. He is somebody that's gotten better throughout his time in Carolina. At times, he took a backseat to people even in his own recruiting class. And you know, if you would have guessed who it would be coming into the season, I'm not sure R.J. Davis would have been that guy. But all year, he's been that dude for the Tar Heels. He stepped up. He had one of the great scoring tears that we've seen. So rightfully so. And now that allows him to, you know, go into rarefied air of North Carolina greats. And he did it, you know, not saying others get asterisks, but it's only his 4th year, right? This is not a COVID. I feel like anytime someone breaks a record, and we have to address that if they had like an extra year that players, you know, years ago didn't have. He did it in 4, so credit to him. Reese Beekman from Virginia, ACC Defensive Player of the Year. I agree with it to an extent. Part of me wants to say his teammate Ryan Dunn should have gotten it.
Ryan Dunn got the second most votes.
I didn't even see that. But you got to pick someone from that Virginia team.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's only, you know how you talk about like, oh, don't etch it in stone. I feel like you could etch in Defensive Player of the Year, just the comma Virginia part, and then you have to figure out what name goes in front of it.
Like pick which one. Yeah.
But Beekman back-to-back Defensive Players of the Year. Not many do that. Rookie of the Year. If we have a snub, I think this might be it. Freshman of the Year, Rookie of the Year. Jared McCain, not the winner. Marcus Burton of Notre Dame. Marcus Burton's a good player. Marcus Burton can flat out score.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Burton, I think this is like the Kevin Love in Minnesota thing, where it's like if you have no one else out there, you get to pad your stats a little bit more. Jared McCain has to share the stats with significantly more talent at Duke than Burton does at Notre Dame. I would have guessed McCain would be that guy. I've been describing McCain as the freshman of the year for the last however many weeks.
You're not the only one.
I think he's like if an Elite 8 game came down to like, hey, there's 4 minutes left, I think I'd rather have McCain on the floor for my team than Burton. That's no disrespect to Burton. That's more praise for McCain. What else we got here? First teamers, R.J. Davis, makes sense. P.J. Hall makes a lot of sense. Second leading scorer. We've been hyping him up all year. Kyle Filipowski of Duke. The stats say he should be there. There's going to be some ACC fans that like making fun of that one. Hunter Salas of Wake Forest, who is also one of the most improved, if you look at that award. Didn't win it, but was up there. And Blake Hinson of Pitt. If I'm correct here. Oh, no, never mind. No representative from UVA on the first team. 3 of the 4 3 of the 5 bye-week teams all the way to Thursday. Wake Forest and Clemson bye till Wednesday. So the better teams were rewarded. Dennis, while I continue scrolling here, what stands out to you?
Armando Bacot's second team. Third team, DJ Horn and Harrison Ingram and Jeremy Roach. So 3 guys here in the triangle all making third team, as well as Jared McCain making honorable mention. But Hubert Davis, Coach of the Year.
Hubert Davis, Coach of the Year. I
by a landslide.
Yes, I'm fine with that. I would have also been fine with Jeff Capel. Either of those I would have been fine with. Hubert Davis, people forget how bad Carolina was last year. We were talking about it looked like this was all fair. We were talking about NC State kind of looked like they had packed it in a bit. And there were some comparisons to Carolina last year, similar vibes at this point in their season. To now be almost, the debate is, are they going to be a 1 or a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament? That's a big come up. But also what Capel was able to do. And you know who should have probably – I need to make sure he's not on the list before I say, he didn't get any love in Coach of the Year. You know who should have gotten more love in Coach of the Year?
Who?
Damon Stoudemire of Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Because the cupboard was bare. And he has some of the biggest upsets of the season. He beat Duke early in the season. Then he beat Carolina, right?
Yeah, beat Carolina as well.
Those 2 alone right there for a Georgia Tech team that doesn't have much going for them.
Only team to beat Wake at Wake.
And they beat Wake at Wake, which is like –
the only team to do it.
That's like beating the Lakers in Winston-Salem. I mean, if you beat them on the road, that's like beating – Winston-Salem High. That's like beating a local high school. But beating them at home, that's like beating the dream team. I thought Damon Stoudemire should have got more love. He got one vote there. I don't know if he should have won the award, but he should have been significantly more than 1 vote. Anything else standing out to you?
No, sir.
Congratulations to everybody. Get yours. Don't give awards back. If they want to give them to you, don't say, so-and-so all got snubbed. They should actually win. Walk up there, grab the trophy, say thank you, and then, try to focus in on the ACC tournament. But that one is pretty cool for everybody involved. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Should we rifle through the podium real quick?
Let's do it.
Off the podium, no surprise here. They lost to Duke. They lost to Pitt. They continued a 4-game losing streak. They made themselves play on Tuesday. They may have had their best player get hurt, or they did have their best player get hurt. We'll see for how long. NC State off the podium this week. Bronze. There's nothing else to say. Bronze, Wake Forest. Off the loss to Georgia Tech that we just described.
Yes.
At home. When you're 15-0 at home and you have Georgia Tech left as the only team coming up and you lose on a buzzer, not a buzzer beater, but pretty much a buzzer beater, it's a rough look. And Georgia Tech was ahead by, 19 was it in the first half? Wake Forest, they are, as I've said before, I'm not going to go into it again, the most frustrating team in the country.
They got a big win against Clemson, though.
Big win against Clemson does not alleviate the loss to Georgia Tech.
Does not.
Because if they beat Georgia Tech and then beat Clemson, I mean, we're talking a whole different ACC or NCAA tournament resume. But that loss to Georgia Tech almost cancels out the Clemson win. It's a whole thing. Silver goes to Duke. They beat NC State at NC State handily, 79-64. Then lost to North Carolina. So I guess that's the tiebreaker there a little bit. Like they had a loss, but it was to one of the best teams in the country. I would say all the accessorizing on that loss was pretty rough. When I say accessorizing, I mean certain players looked soft. Your coach was apologizing to your fans. There were fans throwing stuff. There was a trip involved by Kyle Filipowski. But the actual basketball, you showed a little bit of grit battling back.
Yeah, they never could tie the game, though.
Little bit. Not much, but a little bit. And then gold goes to North Carolina. They're the best team in the ACC. They're the top seed. They're the regular season champs. They beat Notre Dame. They won at Duke. All of those accessories to the game that I said really hurt Duke had to be really fun for UNC. Then they were dancing on top of a bus on Franklin Street with boom boxes and Cormac Ryan and everything like that. How are you not the winner when that's how your weekend ended? How are you not the winner when that's how your regular season ended? You get the gold medal. We're going to have to do hopefully long after a long postseason run for multiple teams from the Triangle, we're going to have to give our podium for the season. But you know who the leader in the clubhouse is for that one, don't you? UNC gets the gold medal for the week.
You know what? I need to go back and we got to keep a tally of who had the most golds and silvers and bronze.
I have an idea. Actually, as we're looking at it right now, this week with gold UNC, silver Duke, bronze Wake, off the podium State, that's probably pretty close.
That might be it.
That's probably pretty close, just off of vibes. Just off of vibes. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan.
Hey, imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free. No credit cards, no car loan, no personal loan. Hey, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make it happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes with almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Listen, your home value, it's way up. You can use that money or use that to wipe out all those credit cards. You can get some money for a home improvement project that you're looking to do this spring or summer. Literally hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. Call now, 919-381-1760, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is a fast-paced show. Duke UNC was a fast-paced game, but that's no excuse to start tripping people. That's coming up next right here.
Getting ready to take on spring? Make your first move with the reliable performance and power of Steel battery tools. From hedge trimmers and mowers to string trimmers and more, save on select Steel battery tools. Right now, save $50 on the RMA 460V lawnmower battery set. Real Steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. With AK30 battery and AL101 charger. Offer valid for a limited time only while supplies last. See participating dealer for details.
It's bow time. Finally, lunchtime. I'm starving.
What's that?
This is the Bojangler from Bojangles.
With the same bold flavor as their chicken?
The same.
And fries.
The same.
Huh. Well, I've got a PB&J.
Yeah, that's not the same.
A crispy fish fillet dusted in Bo's famous seasoning. With cheese and tartar sauce on a fluffy bun, the Bojangler's back. Hook one while you can. It's bow time.
There's no time like Bojangler time. Time to stop whatever you're doing and head over to Bojangles to try the Bojangler Fish Fillet Sandwich. You heard right, the Bojangler Fish Fillet Sandwich. A perfectly seasoned, light, flaky, wild-caught Alaskan pollock fish fillet sandwich. For limited time at participating Bojangles. Make it a combo and add Bojangles seasoned fries and legendary iced tea. Hungry for Bojangles but in the mood for something different? Then it's Bojangler time.
Now Spectrum is offering free VIP same-day installation. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds up to a gig and a 2-year price guarantee, plus a $100 Visa Rewards card. Don't miss this limited-time offer. Call 844-569-0429 by 6 p.m. and get free VIP installation as soon as tonight. Installation must be completed same day or next day to qualify for free install. Go to SpectrumFreeInstall.com for full details. Restrictions apply.
At Bet365, they don't do ordinary. They believe that every sport should be epic. Every point, every game, every layup, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game, or a player goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, official partner of the Charlotte Hornets. 21 plus only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Hi, can I get a scratch off?
Whoa, time out!
Who are you?
I'm your Play Smarts champ. I'm here to help you make informed decisions before you play the lottery. Do you know how the odds work?
Not really.
Well, every scratch-off has the odds of winning printed on the back. And the odds show us how many winners there are overall in the game, but not where we'll find them.
So, buying tickets in a row doesn't guarantee that one of them will be a winner.
That's right, Chief. Winning is random.
Got it, Coach.
When you play the lottery, play smart. Must be 18 to play. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Don't make your future you hate you. Compare and find top credit cards, savings accounts, and more today with NerdWallet. NerdWallet, finance smarter.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have to talk about the flip trip. The trippy flippy. The Filipowski trip. The leg whip trip flip.
Can we call it a kick flip?
We could call it a kick flip. We could call it a Filipowski flip. We could call it a kick trip flip. I don't know. We have to talk about Kyle Filipowski tripping Harrison Ingram, and you have to. You can't separate it from the history that Duke players have with tripping people. Right? You can't separate it from Grayson Allen.
Right, wrong, or indifferent, it's a thing.
It's part of the story. And the part that I have the hardest time reconciling is it's not a natural thing to do. It's not. That like the leg whip, when you raise the leg when you're on your stomach to trip somebody, in football, that is a penalty. And defensive linemen will stand up, arms, palms to the sky, looking at the ref, and that is a fully contact sport where you're allowed to maul people. So if it happens in basketball, in a sport where if you go on the wrist, it's a foul, people are going to notice. If the floor is slippery, you fall to the ground. You do not horse kick your leg back and up. It's not a natural reaction. And basketball is played all over the country all the time, and you don't see people have the instinct to trip people. Right? It's why, like, occasionally someone will be going up for, like, a tough bucket in the lane, and they'll get hit in the face. And you're like, I think he was going for the ball. Because there is a natural basketball move when you're trying to block a shot that brings your hand swiping down. And if you miss the ball, if you misplay it, if you mistime it, you hit somebody in the face. Elbows to the nose. You see it all the time. That's why those, it's like, I don't know. It's tough to judge intent. It's tough to really make a decision. When you're laying on your stomach and you fling one of your legs back, it's not like, oh, what was he trying to do? Well, you know, occasionally in the middle of a basketball game, you try to touch the back of your heel to the back of your head to prove you can do the scorpion yoga pose. No, that's not how it works. Just don't do it. It's that simple. It's like, does John Shire have to have a meeting with Duke players that are like, hey, I know you guys have been watching a lot of Grayson Allen film. We just need to make sure you're not tripping people, okay? You shouldn't have to do that. Just don't do it. Let's start with the Kyle Filipowski audio on how he decides to explain this one away on the intentional tripping accusations.
I'm not really too sure how that whole situation happened, to be honest. I was really just getting up, my foot slipped. I don't know how I caught him. You know, that's really all I got. I don't see him coming from anywhere. I didn't even know he was back with me. I thought I was the only one left. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can remember.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I'm not buying it either.
It did look like he glanced over his left shoulder and saw him, but we'll never know. I don't see why, if you think you're the only one back there, those are the moves that you do. Like, do you know what's actually hurting Kyle Filipowski right now? He's much more athletic and coordinated than most 7-footers. You're too athletic to be flopping around like a fish on the floor when you think you're the only one around. No, you're pretty good at standing up. I have some buddies that aren't athletes. If they would have kicked their heel back, I'd be going like, what is he doing? You're pretty athletic. Let's hear about that. That was the tripper. Let's hear from the trippee. Here's Harrison Ingram postgame.
We'll look back and see what happens. And, you know, I feel like he tripped me, but I'm not really sure. I haven't seen the film yet.
You went to Valentine and said, he tripped me. I mean, you were telling me.
I thought he did. You know, it's a basketball. You know, I mean, I'm not sure if it was a basketball player or not. I haven't really seen the video.
Do you know what the problem is with that?
What's that?
I think the proper punishment is like a flagrant foul. But now that it's over, you can't administer a flagrant foul. So I don't know what you do, because you can't just let trippers go. Right, it's a little dangerous. It's something that deserves to be punished, but I'm not sure, because the proper punishment is a flagrant foul.
Based off precedent, The ACC, when Grayson Allen, my apologies here, when Grayson Allison first did it against Elon, if I remember correctly, they issued a reprimand to Grayson Allen. But the second time it happened against Florida State, it was actually Coach K that suspended Grayson Allen indefinitely. Now, the indefinite suspension only lasted one game, but the suspension actually came from the school, not from the ACC.
That's an old school move to say indefinitely and then make it like 1 quarter. So are you saying Kyle Filipowski is on double secret tripping probation?
Maybe.
Probation was the word I tried to say there. The other thing that happened over the weekend at that game is the crazies got a little crazy. The Cameron Crazies started throwing water bottles at the North Carolina players that were taunting them after the win. Let me say this with full force. Throwing the water bottles crosses the line. Can't do it, shouldn't do it, don't do it. If you're caught doing it, you should be ushered out of the arena, and you should probably have some kind of privilege revoked, right? Like you're no longer allowed to be there. That's fine. But up until the throwing stuff at the players, I thought it was ideal. I'm fine with words as long as they're not super personal, right? As long as you're not I saw JJ Redick telling a story about the lewd things he heard about his, at the time, 12-year-old sister when he was playing. That's crossing a line as well. And if you're caught doing that, ushered out, have your privileges revoked, you're a loser. But if you're just talking trash, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I want the UNC players to hear the crazies, and I want them to try to shut the crazies up. And I want the crazies to be unshut-upable. Right? That's kind of the rights of everybody, right? UNC wins, they get to taunt. So guess what? They won, they were taunting. They were waving goodbye, they were telling them to shush. I want all of that. If you win, you get to taunt. And as a fan, you get to be illogical. And you get to go, even though my team lost, I'm still going to talk trash because I'm a fan and I'm not actually out there. That's all fair, right? You should be able to yell, I don't know, like make up your illogical argument, right? As they're waving by, say, yeah, but you had to hit the portal. You stink because you had to hit the portal. Like make up whatever you want to make up and be as cutting as you want to be, just not personal, just not crossing the line. You win, you get to taunt. Throwing stuff crosses the line. Harrison Ingram on the stuff being thrown at the players postgame.
I got hit with water, ice. I got hit with a gumball. Yeah, I was like, who just has a gumball? But like, no, it was all
Did it feel good at all? Like refreshing that
yeah,
water?
it was lit. I was just talking. We were talking crazy. It was fun.
Do you know what that gumball line reminded me of? From Austin Powers. Honestly, who throws a shoe?
Who throws a shoe? Really?
That was the worst. Austin Powers.
Really hurt.
Who throws a gumball? Honestly, who has a gumball? That really hurt. You can't throw stuff. You can't throw stuff. You can't throw stuff. You can't throw stuff. Last question I have about all of the antics around that game. Why does Jon Scheyer keep apologizing to the crazies? It's a weird dynamic. They are your fans. They're not your overlords, right? You don't have to go make penance after every loss with the ways you're gonna be better, right? I don't understand, right? Just get mad at your team, get mad at your performance. Don't be weirdly remorseful, right? I almost don't want my coach to be apologizing to me as a fan. What did he expect them to say? I forgive you. Jon Scheyer's walking by, looking at the crazies, going, I'm sorry, we're going to get this in the right direction. I'm sorry, we're going to get it going. What does he want? Some, person ridiculously dressed? What were they dressed like? The Founding Fathers or something? They kept showing them. They were dressed like, George Washington. Did he want George Washington to look at him and go, it is okay, I forgive you, Coach Scheyer? Like, what was he open for?
Maybe.
The shirtless guy with the Speedo on, he wanted him to look at him and be like, you are okay in my books, Coach Scheyer. Like, these are fans. Let them go crazy, and you do everything you can to fix it. Get mad, get angry, not remorseful. Coach K at times was cringy with the way he interacted with the students, but at least he would, lecture them. He wouldn't walk over and ask for forgiveness, right? You yell at Jeff Capel, he's going to grab the mic and say, he's one of us. We don't do that. He's not going to go over there and say, I'm sorry that Coach Capel's team was giving us a run for our money. It's just a weird dynamic to me. It's fans are to whip up into a frenzy. They're not necessarily your boss. That would be a weird place, wouldn't it?
be awkward.
If all of a sudden the fans, they look like Joaquin Phoenix and Gladiator. They're all there with the thumbs up or the thumbs down on like coaching decisions. It'd be a strange move. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Get ready, Nightdale, and everybody in the surrounding area here in the Triangle. The newest Academy Sports and Outdoors store is opening in your neighborhood this March with the best in sports equipment, outdoor gear, apparel, footwear from the brands you love, all at low prices every day. I've been, putting together I want to have the garage with all the cool sporting goods for when my son gets older, right? You want to be like, you want to play tennis? We got tennis rackets. You want to play basketball? We got basketball. We got a hoop. We got this. We got that. So I'll be spending a lot of time at Academy Sports and Outdoors over the next few years. They carry a wide selection of trusted brands like Nike, Adidas, Brooks, Carhartt, Blackstone, Yeti, Titleist for my golfers out there, Shimano, and more. Join us when the new Academy Sports and Outdoors opens on March 18th, so about a week from now, right there in Nightdale. Plus, don't miss out their grand opening celebration the weekend of Friday, March 22nd to the 24th at 216 Hinton Oaks Boulevard. In the meantime, you can still visit the Apex location and check them out at academy.com with free shipping on purchases over $25. We have to talk Kuznetsov. And his impact on the Canes in his first weekend on the team following the trade deadline, and maybe Jake Gensel's impact, even though he hasn't been on the ice yet. What could he do? We'll tell you next.
The moment you've waited for is here. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today using code NEWNC. When you place your first bet of $10 or more, win or lose, you'll get $250 in bonus bets. Must be 21 or older and physically present in NC. New users only, including coming soon participants who registered accounts before 3/11, ends 4/30. Each bonus bet expires 14 days after receipt and amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. Full terms at Caesars.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Did you know one of the best investments you can make? It's in yourself. At My Computer Career, in just a few months, you could start your new career in the high-demand, recession-resistant field of information technology. Isn't it time you invest in you and start a career in networking, cybersecurity, AI, or upskill to boost your current IT career? So, get the ROI you deserve at My Computer Career. No experience necessary. Start now at mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Ugh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's tickets pack $370 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 2.93 to 4.24. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Guys, if your bedroom stats need help, let us help make your year a slam dunk. If you're suffering from ED, know that you're not alone. At Arise Urology Clinic for Men and Cary, we can help you get off the bench and back in the game with Core Wave Therapy. We're the only ones in the area to offer this exciting, cutting-edge technology that brings new hope to men relying on pills or painful injections. Call Arise Urology Clinic for Men and Cary at 919-459-5400 or visit CoreWaveTherapy.com.
You know, for some people, the first time they tried a New York City bagel, it was a life-changing event. Same can be said for New York cheesecake. Incredible stuff. But here's what really changed my life about a dozen years ago. Travers LASIK. Dr. Lori Travers changed my life. I was about 2250 in terms of vision, couldn't do anything without glasses or contacts. Then, about 5 minutes per eye later, utterly painless, 20/20 vision. Dr. Lori Travers is the only LASIK specialist in the area, and she made it easy. 0% financing for 24 months is available, and you'll actually save money in the long run when you consider everything that glasses and contact lenses cost you over time. Think about the convenience. That's right, I just wake up and go. Dr. Lori Travers, Travers LASIK, 919-510-6830. Get your free consultation. You can set it up online. TraversLASIK.com, 919-510-6830. TraversLASIK.com. See what you've been missing.
Off the draw, they'll score! Brent Burns rips it home. 5-1 Carolina.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Evgeny Kuznetsov. I've been practicing all week. Hey.
You sat there and told me earlier today how you
Kuznetsov.
spent all weekend
I did.
practicing on how to say Kuznetsov.
You know what's easier to say?
What's that?
Jake Gensel.
Yes.
Evgeny Kuznetsov. They had an impact on this weekend's games. They did. Even with Gensel not playing at all and Kuzi registering 0 points, they had an impact on this weekend's games. I guarantee it. You could feel it. The Canes were already, like the 8th betting favorite to win the Stanley Cup? And
they were season favorite to start the year.
To start the year. I was talking about before, last week. It is a strange deal that simply the team, the franchise, putting a public display of affection out there to their team, like saying, hey, this is the year we can go win it, ignited everybody. Rod Brindamore on the locker room and how excited they are about the new additions.
Well, there's no doubt the guys are pretty excited with the additions, that's for sure. I don't know if it had anything to do with what happened on the ice, but obviously you can tell the talent that Kuzi has. It's evident. I mean, I'm glad he's on our team. It's one of those, and it always was like that when you played against him too. But I think has a little bit of energy too, and to your point, it's showing.
The energy. The Canes culture has always been a strength, which is my favorite part is everyone was worried about the culture being upended by a trade. The culture got a boost. And let's look at Kuz first, okay? He brings energy, but he also brings an obvious appreciation for the team, right? There is something to be said for a guy who, in a 3-strike system, has 6 strikes, but somehow is still at the plate. He's fouled a couple off, and he's just up there. I understand how not everybody gets the chances that I've gotten, and now to be in a situation that somehow is better than the one I was in, and I'm more likely to win a title, and I'm more likely to get to completely jumpstart my career, I'm going to sell out for the fun. He had 0 points. Kuznetsov had 0 points this weekend. After every game, all smiles.
Mm-hmm.
He got a plunger. He got a T-shirt.
Yeah.
The guy was jacked up. He was dancing essentially in the post-game locker. He was not one of the guys who shined, right? If Teuvo Teravainen was all smiles, that'd make a lot of sense because he got a lot of stats and he's building up his reputation again, and it's a contract year and all these things. Kuz is a little bit different, right? The Washington Capitals are paying 50% of his salary for him to play for someone else. And he showed up in the Canes with just positive vibes, and it impacted things.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
He was even though he didn't register a point this weekend, he was noticeable when he was on the ice in a good way.
And then it's also the action of bringing him in. And this is where Jake Gensel also matters. Gensel was on with Adam Gold right here on 99.9 The Fan earlier today. He said this about his excitement for the Canes.
Change is good sometimes. You're coming to a winning team that's been close the last couple of years. They've been right there, so that's obviously exciting. And I think we all want to win. And that's the ultimate goal. So when you have a chance to win, it excites you, and that's just the main goal. So I'm just really excited for that opportunity, and a new challenge is always good. So it's going to be fun.
Excited. There is confidence raised in knowing the organization believes that you can win it all, that you are worth investing in, that you are worth taking future assets, first-round picks, prospects, right, things that make you a more dynamic franchise in the future and converting them to now. It's what every athlete says about a long-term contract, right? The money is nice, it'll impact everything, but it's really the belief. Now, obviously, it is about the money in a lot of cases.
Money goes a long, long way.
But it is also about the belief, right? It's about the job security. It's about the investment. It's about the team believes in me and wants to build around me. Well, the same is true. It's like the 2024 Canes just got a big contract from their franchise, right? Where they're like, no, you're worth investing in. Because the funny part is, in years past, right, when they don't make the move for Kachuk, when they don't make some of these moves for rentals that maybe the fan base was really into and really excited about, what that is kind of saying is, well, you're further away than just a Kachuk from winning the Stanley Cup, right? Because if they believed you were going to win the Cup if you made that deal, they would have made that deal. So this is them saying in, right? This is the ownership. This is the front office saying this team, this year, these guys, and looking them in the face and saying, Sebastian Aho, you're good enough to be the best player on a cup team. And Patrick Slavin, you're good enough. Slavin, you're good. Who's Patrick Slavin?
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out.
Jacob Slavin. I mean, it's the same.
Him too.
It's the same rhythm, but Patrick doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Well, the first thing you got to do is make sure you know your players. Patrick. That's my nickname for you, bud. Hockey's big into nicknames. Jacob Slavin. You're good enough to be the best defender on a cup team, right? And you're looking at the goaltenders and saying, you guys got dragged through the mud quite a bit this year. You're good enough to be the goaltenders on a cup team, and our actions say that, and that kind of deal just brings the energy, and it showed that quickly, right? The trade deadline feels like it was a snap ago. It was a blink ago, and already the energy has risen. When Aho and Martinook put together a beauty of a two-man game with a pump fake, the backhand pass, all the theatrics, and it ends with a goal, I'm not sure directly how, but Kuz and Gensel had something to do with it, right? It looked like it was just Tavo and Aho going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, leading to an Aho goal, but somehow Jake Gensel had something to do with it. That's what it felt like. Right? Is that taking away from the guys that made the plays? Maybe, but somehow the confidence and the energy and the trade deadline infused the rest of the team with a little bit of extra swagger. And sometimes that little bit of extra swagger is all it takes to be completely the difference.
I think when you're talking about Kuznetsov again, when he was noticeable, the intangible thing is because he spent time, for those who don't know, in the player assistance program, which is like a sponsored thing by both the NHL and the NHL Players Association for athletes that are dealing with substance abuse. So he's fresh off of that program. So he realizes, and he's even openly said it, he's like, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've done a lot of dumb things. But I get another shot at this. And he's like, and I'm energized. I want to win. I actually want to do this thing the right way. And I think that added energy from him is him showing up in the locker room being like, hey, guys, I get a second shot at this thing. Not many guys get one. I get another one at this. Yeah, I've won a Stanley Cup. I've made a lot of money. But I get another shot at actually doing this thing the right way. I want to win, and I want to compete doing it. And I think that is the intangible part of him bringing that energy into the locker room. So I think a lot of the teammates, his new teammates, realize that.
And correct me if I'm wrong on this. This is a lot of inferring and a lot of trying to translate vibes. It feels like his message to the team was, whatever you need me to do.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
If you want me to be a fourth liner and try to dominate and find opportunities where they weren't, I'm there. If you want me to play alongside Sebastian Aho, I'll do that too. But it's whatever you want me to do because of everything you just said.
And he even said locker room post game, he's like, look, if I got to chip the puck into the corner and do that, okay, I'll do that. Like, which really isn't his game, but he's like, if that's what I got to do, then that's what I got to go do.
If you want me on power play 1, I'll be there.
Which he was yesterday.
That sounds like a lot of fun to me. Mm-hmm. If you want me to be forechecking and doing the earn my stripes as a Canes thing, I'll do that too. Which is so awesome for a guy. I mean, there aren't many people with rings, with Stanley Cups in that locker room. Obviously, him and Orlov got one together, but and now Gensel has one. But he's not putting that on the table and saying, like, you want one of these fellas? Trust me in the clutch. It's the exact opposite. It's like, I'd like to get one, and I think you guys are on track. Let me get in where I fit in, and that's just kind of empowering everybody else. It was the trade deadline really, really helped the Canes, and we haven't even seen the biggest trade target that they acquired in pads yet. We haven't even seen him on the ice yet. We've just seen him, get a big pop up there in the media suite, and we've seen him, do a bunch of interviews, including one with Adam Gold earlier right here on this network. He's excited, and I'm excited to see where he can go from there. I'm also excited about everything they have going on over at Fox & Bailey's Watch Shop, located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location. Right now I'm wearing one of my G-Shocks. It's a Mudmaster. What that means is I can do basically whatever I want with this watch. There are watches, that's the gamut that they run at Fox & Bailey's Watch Shop. They have G-Shocks that you can wear deep sea diving and swimming and doing yard work, and they still look as good as they did the day you bought them. Or you can go get a vintage or pre-owned Rolex for thousands of dollars. You can do all your research. You can find the quintessential timepiece that'll be the jewel of your collection. Or you can mosey on over across Bailey's Fine Jewelry from the Fox & Bailey's Watch Shop to their Omega Boutique. It is brand new, and I was there for the opening. It's a sweet display. Matter of fact, it's the second largest Omega Boutique of its kind in the entire country, which means you can get the Moon Watch, the watch that NASA gives to all their astronauts to go when they walk around on the moon or when they're up there at the space station. The same one is a very famous movie spy. You can go check out the Seamaster. I think you know which movie spy I'm talking about. The watch is kind of synonymous with that particular individual. And it's the official timekeeper of the Olympics, where every second counts. Omega, check it out. Village District location of Bailey's Fine Jewelry, and of course on the opposite side, Fox & Bailey's Watch Shop as well. The starting five is coming up next right here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly, including sports gambling, legal, right here in North Carolina. We hype it up next.
Sanja loves to bathe, but her feet, they were throbbing. Then one day, I found a solution. Arch supports from the Good Feet store. Have foot pain? Good Feet could help.
You too can live the life you love with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
And now a message from ESPN's Stephen A. Smith.
Hey, North Carolina, ESPN Bet is here. Make your first sportsbook bet and get $200 in bonus bets. All the action is on ESPN Bet. Download the app today.
As the official sportsbook of ESPN, it's the only place to find daily exclusives with your favorite ESPN personalities like Stephen A. Smith. Download today. What a play. Terms apply. See app for details. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. What a great time for sports. The College Hoops Tournament in hockey is in the home stretch. I call games in Seattle and around the country, but when I'm back in the Triangle, I head right to Buffalo Brothers. Make sure you visit Buffalo Brothers for all the big games. Always great specials, like half-price appetizers Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6. Dine in, carry out at all 5 Triangle locations and online at buffbrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
Hey, guys, sound familiar? Your energy's not the same. The weight's starting to creep up. You're a little forgetful. And to make matters worse, you're not sleeping well. Well, it could be low T, but you shouldn't go one more day dealing with these symptoms. Help is available at QC Kinetics. They'll help diagnose the issue and get you back to feeling like yourself again. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. They use biologic treatments encouraging your body to optimize the hormone levels you need to boost stamina, provide more mental clarity, and improve your metabolism. It starts with a complimentary consultation and comprehensive exam. One quick office visit, and you'll have next steps to swing those hormone levels back into balance. All using the protocols QC Kinetics is known for around the country. Most importantly, you'll be back to yourself, and that's important. So call right now for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 919-400-5473. That's 919-400-5473. Located in Raleigh, 919-400-5473.
Nothing beats a Fairway Green lawn. Here's Kevin from Fairway Green. Time to get busy, right?
Yes, it's nice. We're starting to warm up, and time is running out to get that first application of pre-emergent crabgrass control down before that crabgrass starts to germinate. Both warm and cool season grasses need attention this time of the year. You want to make sure you're using the right products on your lawn this time of the year.
Nothing beats a Fairway Green lawn. Put them to work on yours now. Go to fairwaygreen.com to request a free online estimate or call 919-329-0095.
This is Mike Maniscalco, voice of the Carolina Hurricanes. For Raleigh's exterior remodeler, Window World of Raleigh, a proud partner of the Carolina Hurricanes. And look, I know how important it is to be able to see through glass and make sure that you love what you're seeing through. And not only that, it's got to catch the eyes of everybody looking at it. Clearly, from the perch I have looking down through glass, Got to make sure that Window World is taking care of what they have, and that's what they do for your house. And it's not just for windows. They can make a world of difference when it comes to curb appeal, but also saving you money. That's when it comes to decreasing energy costs. As America's largest exterior remodeler, Window World offers the highest rated windows, siding and doors, and so much more. And they all look great. All with guaranteed pricing and the industry's strongest warranty. We're talking about products with a lifetime warranty and the trusted Good Housekeeping seal. Check them out for a free in-home, no-obligation estimate. Window World of Raleigh and Fayetteville. Just visit them at windowworldofraleigh.com.
This hour on the Triangle Sports Leader is brought to you by the Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
You can feel the madness!
Go to GotBrian.com. That's GotBrian.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRL meteorologist Amy Wilmoth. Nice weather out there today to kick off the work week, and this will continue for several days. Tonight, mostly clear and still chilly with a low temperature of 36. Plenty of sunshine around Tuesday, and it will be warmer with a high of 71.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones is up 47 points to 38,769.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time for the starting five, and as always, we start with number 5. As of noon this afternoon, sports gambling legal here in the state of North Carolina. Bunch of different operators right there in your pocket on your phone. It is legal. Now, obviously, we do have to say this. Please gamble responsibly.
Yes.
Right? Only gamble what you can lose. Don't chase your losses. On and on, on and on. But also, if you're fascinated by the process of how we got here, please go ahead and check out the latest season of A Brief History of Triangle Sports.
Mm-hmm.
This season, it's I like to say I got to be both a host and a listener of this one. Brian Murphy, WRAL Sports Investigative Reporter, put in a ton of research.
That dude did work.
Going back to the decades and decades ago, literal, like, it's almost a blend of like news reporting and sports reporting, or it is, quite literally. But it's the history of how sports gambling became legal in North Carolina. And there's twists and there's turns, and I get to host it along with Brian. But the cool part was he was feeding me all of the research that he was doing. So I've almost already experienced it, as all of you will, getting the interviews, and I can tell you it's worth the time. And that's a compliment to Brian. And Anita and Graham and everybody and Doug and everybody behind the scenes here. But it's pretty darn cool. Episode 1 is out today. You can check it out. Episode 2, you're going to have to wait all the way until tomorrow.
What?
Episode 3, the next day.
How dare.
Episode 4, the next day.
Oh, okay.
So you can catch them as they come out, one at a time, or you can wait and then binge them all at the end. It'll take like 27, 28 minutes an episode. So it's not a huge time. It's perfect for dog walking, perfect for when you're at the gym, perfect for a commute.
Driving home from work.
But it's basically how we got here, the politics of it all, where the money's going to be going, who had to vote yes, what you're going to be allowed to bet on, why you're going to be allowed to bet on that. And then you can go straight to your apps and place bets. I've already placed a few, I have to be honest.
Well, I knew you were.
Why I praise my and this, we're going to be talking gambling because it's now a part of sports in North Carolina. One of the things I pride myself on is patience, right? I never feel like hopefully this shows that I've never had any kind of a problem. Hopefully, you're able to wait for bets you like, right? Sometimes there's an urge like, there's games tonight, I got to place one. Wait for bets you like. Wait for somebody to give you some nugget of information that you can wait. That's at least how I try to look at it.
One of the things that I like with a lot of the apps that they do is you can actually set limits on yourself in terms of, all right, this month per month I can only deposit X amount of dollars per month or per week. So you can truly limit yourself in what you do.
It's what you try to do when you go to like Vegas or Atlantic City, when you're like, I have the amount of cash that I'm willing to gamble in my left pocket. My right pocket is where I keep my wallet and my money for food. And you try not to mingle pockets, that you can literally set it so the pockets don't mingle on a lot of these apps, which is a good way to think about it. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
We are the Four Horsemen. Woo!
The ACC Tournament set. We know the bracket. It starts tomorrow with those Tuesday games. It's funny. We're like, the way I'm describing it is the day you start the ACC Tournament is almost like a status symbol. You walk around with like, I'm a Thursday team on your name tag.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me, Tuesday teams, until you earn your way to Thursday. If we, there's...
What'd you do Tuesday? I wouldn't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't get there till Thursday.
I'm sorry. Our reservations are on the top floor. Did you start on the bottom floor? Weird. If we use that type of logic, a Tuesday team, which is the lowest level, there's NC State. A Wednesday team, which is the middle level, there's Wake Forest. Then the penthouse teams, Duke and UNC, along with UVA and Pitt. Most surprising, Pitt. They're in the penthouse. They're walking around. They don't know how to act, right? They're like, wait a second, they're like Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic, right? Like, I'm sorry, I'm from the underparts. I don't know how I got invited to this party, but I put on my tux and I'm here. I don't like caviar. That's Pitt right now, but they're there, right? So give them credit. UVA, they're old money. They're like, we're usually here. This might not be our best year, but we know what to do.
We know where our seat is.
Yeah, exactly. Tony Bennett's going to show us the way. I look at the ACC tourney, and it reminds me every single year. Like, right now is why you do not disrespect the ACC. Because you look at it, Georgia Tech is the 13 seed. They are better than just 2 teams in the entire conference. They beat Duke, they beat Carolina, and they beat Wake Forest at home. Just in the games that we hyper pay attention to, right? Because we do things like the podium. We do things like ACC cons and cons, which, if you're unaware, they're just specific zero in on the ACC teams from the state of North Carolina segments. So we hyper focus on games that have Duke, Carolina, NC State, and Wake Forest. Just in games that we hyper focus on, Georgia Tech has 3 massive wins. On any given day in the ACC, you can lose to anybody. Georgia Tech this year, not a particularly good basketball team. 13th out of 15. But on any given day, they beat a team that, if they have a halfway decent showing in the ACC tournament, will be a number 1 seed. That's UNC. A team that, if they have a halfway decent showing in the ACC tournament, they'll be a 2 seed. That's Duke. And Wake, when Georgia Tech beat them at home, Wake at home is one of the best teams in the country at home. So Georgia Tech has like 3 very impressive wins on their resume. Now they have some horrendous losses, but in the ACC, everyone's so battle-tested, you're not going to be afraid of anybody, right? Like, you're going to be undaunted, not intimidated, no matter who you're going up against. NC State, if you told me NC State was going to click, they were going to figure out the best way to use all their talent, I'd be terrified to play them in the ACC tournament. Am I confident they're going to click? Heck no. But it's in there somewhere. If DJ Horn is healthy, it's in there somewhere. Miami, they've been brutally hurt by injuries this year. But there's some talent in there somewhere. They're in the Final Four. Jim Larinaga knows how to coach. These are all Tuesday teams.
We'll be up there starting Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even said that. We will be up there. This show will be broadcast live from D.C. for the tourney.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we'll be up there.
And Thursday, there'll be a little bit of wiggling of schedules, just because games will be played. But just tune in to 99.9 for your coverage, and we'll do our best to bring it to you. That's number 4. Let's get to number 3.
1, 2, 3.
NFL free agency tampering, legal tampering, open today. And let's focus in just on running backs for a second. Last year, remember running backs were like doing their little fake unionizing thing? They were getting together on Zooms. They were all going to hold out till they got more money. This year, not the case.
Nope.
They're out to get theirs. Josh Jacobs to the Packers. Saquon to the Eagles. Gus Edwards to the Chargers. And Singletary to the somewhere.
DeAndre Swift to the
Bears. Tony Pollard to the Titans.
Texans, I think.
No, Pollard.
Titans?
Pollard
Yes.
to the Titans because him and Tajay Spears are going to be.
That's right.
Might have some fantasy implications. There's just a very, very aggressive cycle happening. Panthers, no, they went and got Miles Sanders last year, so they're good. / Chuba Hubbard.
Yep.
Whoever it is will be running behind a brand new $100 million man.
Yes.
Robert Hunt, interior offensive lineman who Mike Kay covers the Panthers, is reporting the Panthers want to keep him on the right side. So you're going to have Taylor Moton and Robert Hunt on the right side of that offensive line. That's where I run on short yardage. I run behind those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Hunt, 5 years, $100 million, comes from the Miami Dolphins. As I described earlier, he's the guy this past year that caught the inadvertent screen pass. A guard just like stumbled into one and then weaved his way through the defense as if he were like Mike Alstott or, I don't know, a jumbo running back. Dove for the end zone, extended the ball. Good. All got called back because you can't throw a screen to a guard. But either way, the athleticism was there. I'm all in on having those kind of athletes on your offense. Get him pulling around the edge. Watch the big man rumble.
Watch the big man rumble indeed. Dennis Cox here for my friends over at the Law Tigers. The Law Tigers, Tobacco Road, Harley-Davidson, Shiny Side Paint, your Carolina Hurricanes. They're all teaming up together to give the ultimate Canes fan a custom Hurricanes 2023 Harley-Davidson Softail motorcycle. Your chance to win it. It's going to be given away on April 5th, so we're less than a month away, folks, which means you need to enter now. You're just weeks away from giving this bike away. Enter today. Caniacsbike.com. That's Caniacsbike.com for your chance to win this custom-painted beauty of her motorcycle. Do it now. Enter today to win the third annual Caniacs bike. Make sure you stay tuned in here over the next couple of weeks. The Canes bike is going to be on display at some Carolina Ale House watch parties. I will let you know. Don't worry, folks. I will let you know. But if you want to win, enter today. Caniacsbike.com. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We still have 2 of our starting 5 left to go. Both involve steamrollings. We'll talk about them coming up next.
This is Gordon Miller for Miller Lending in Cary. 2023 has been a year to forget for those looking to buy or refinance their home. With rates at the highest level in 16 years, homeowners have been faced with the reality that their timing could not have been worse. The exact same scenario I first dealt with back in 1987 when I stumbled across a way to use a no closing cost loan as a workaround. With no cost of any kind, my borrowers simply closed at the current rates, but as soon as rates fell, I closed them again. 2 closings, 0 costs, and I never looked back. Now fast forward 37 years and Miller Lending continues to help you avoid the pain of bad timing and higher closing costs. So knowing all that, I have one question. With the likelihood of lower rates in 2024, why would you choose to pay upwards of $10,000 to close on rates we haven't seen since 2007? So before you throw away thousands of dollars in needless fees, pick up the phone and call Miller Lending for your no-cost loan today. In Cary, 919-447-3377, or simply apply online at millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Something is new in Raleigh. Global Golf's retail location has been redesigned with you in mind. Now, North Carolina's largest selection of pre-owned golf gear is even bigger. We've added hundreds of pre-owned golf clubs to the sales floor. Global Golf has all the latest golf gear to get you ready for the season, and our PGA professionals are here to help you with fittings and lessons. And Saturday, March 16th is Global Golf's big sidewalk sale with unbelievable one-day-only specials. Global Golf, open Monday through Saturday, 10 till 6, 7320 ACC Boulevard, North Raleigh.
The wait is over, North Carolina. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book and is officially live in the Tar Heel State. And right now, new customers get $250 in bonus bets guaranteed when you bet your first $5. Just go to FanDuel.com, promo code AdamGold to sign up. You can bet on everything from college hoops to NASCAR and everything in between, all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Get started with $250 in bonus bets, win or lose, when you place your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com, promo code AdamGold to get started. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. You must be 21 or over and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
March, as we all know, is a critical time to check your home's windows. I'm Tim Donnelly, and if yours are cracked or leaking or won't stay open or won't open at all, then it's time to call the pros at Window Nation. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you'll get 2 windows free, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 24 months. With proven quality and service, it's no wonder thousands have trusted Window Nation. Don't miss out. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com to schedule your free in-home estimate. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have 2 more of our starting 5 to get to. But first, a couple of pieces of business. I'm told we are on live at Backyard Bistro right now.
Oh, well, hello to everyone out there.
Hello, everyone at Backyard Bistro. Getting set for a little Canes Corner coming up later tonight. 7 p.m., Backyard Bistro. You can make it out there.
Canes Hall of Famer Cam Ward tonight.
Canes Hall of Famer Cam Ward. I almost called him Canes Ward, which...
Hey, you know what?
There's a little bit of there's some kind of synergy there.
We're all with it.
I'm told there's also some event going on with some event. They're having an event for obviously so many people are talking about sports gambling being legal here in the state of North Carolina, and they're doing their bit there as well. So hello to everybody at Backyard Bistro, and go check out Canes Corner. If you can't be there at Backyard Bistro tonight to see Cam Ward, you can hear it all right here on 99.9 The Fan beginning at 7 o'clock. We encourage you to do so. The other bit of news, I'm just passing along, messenger here. Connor Hughes, who is an NFL reporter for SNY TV covering the Jets and Giants, tweeted this out. Let me see here. 20 minutes ago. Sources. These are Connor Hughes' sources. I literally just got something in my eye. I'm not tearing up over this, I promise you.
Sure?
Everyone at Backyard Bistro, I'm like, hi, wave, you can see us. And then I just start crying. Sources, Connor Hughes' sources. Keep an eye on the Giants as a potential trade destination for Panthers star pass rusher Brian Burns. There is mutual interest there in getting something done. That's the part that's fascinating to me. Mutual interest. Does that mean mutual interest between the Giants and the Panthers? Mutual interest between the Giants and Burns? I don't know.
Yes. By the way, Joe Person of The Athletic, piggybacking off of what Connor Hughes says it makes sense. New York Giants general manager Joe Shane. Joe Shane was in Carolina when Dan Morgan played for the Panthers. The two are also on Brandon Beane's staff in Buffalo together.
Hey, friend. Let me swindle you.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, how are the kids? So you're selling Brian Burns at a discount, right?
So Joe Person of The Athletic did also say, I'm told Panthers looking for at least a 1 or the equivalent, a first-round pick.
I think that's fair. I'd say
100%.
1 plus.
Yeah. I mean, Giants pick 6. Heck, if
You're not getting.
six,
I doubt you're getting 6. It would probably because it would have to be probably a 2025 one. I would want something like 1 and a 3 or something. Yeah, 1 and a 2, something like that. But maybe even more. I don't know. I don't know how much because I think the Panthers they have enough needs for this year.
They have a lot.
Who knows? Let's get back to the starting 5, starting with number 2. North Carolina steamrolled Duke. And the funny part is the final score does not indicate what that game actually was. Carolina beat them on seemingly every hustle point. Every ball on the ground. They were first to the ground. They were the hustlers, which, like, if I'm a coach, I can deal with my team missing shots, right? If I'm getting open shots for good shooters and they're not falling, all right, we got to hit the gym, right? We got to get more shots up. We got to get with our shooting coach. We need to like, that's effort stuff. If you're not winning the hustle points, that would really upset me. So if I'm John Shire, I'm really upset right now because Carolina did all of those things, right? They were the more intense team. They were the more hustling team. They were the tougher team. At times, Filipowski looked afraid to go down low. There's no reason a guy who's 7'1", 7'2", with that kind of footwork, that kind of ability, that kind of size, should ever be afraid to go down low. Unless it's like Wembanyama in there. And as good as Carolina's bigs are, there's no Victor Wembanyama down there.
No, there's not.
By the way, R.J. Davis, ACC Player of the Year, that was revealed earlier. He gets his jersey in the rafters.
Hey, look at him.
As of right now, Armando Bacot does not.
Also, we'll make sure we give some credit where credit's due from that UNC game. Their bench was awesome. Like Jalen Withers, you want to talk about maximizing minutes? Jalen Withers, Seth Trimble, like those guys maximized their minute. When Withers was on the floor, he was impactful every moment out there, it felt like.
And that was another difference, right? Because TJ Power doesn't play a lot, but he was asked. He was one of the first subs into the game for Duke. Sean Stewart, I thought they did what they should have done, which is trust him to play post defense. He just fouled everybody.
He just fouled a lot.
Which, part of the thing of having a backup big is you got 5 more fouls. But it became obvious that UNC had an advantage on the bench. And those things add up. Hustle points, bench effect, bench defense. All of that.
One of the biggest moments in the game, Jalen Withers had a block shot, runs the floor, and gets a putback in transition.
Yes.
Like he literally made for like a play, rim to rim, made a play.
It's social
Brendan
media
Moore would love it.
Social media teams love those clips where they don't cut, they just like speed up in the middle. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, credit to UNC. You're peaking at the right point. Now you just have to continue playing the way you're playing, and it looks like a top seed in the NCAA tournament. That's number 2. Let's get to number 1. The Canes, I'm calling it steamrolled the weekend. 11-4, 2 big wins, a lot of goals scored, a lot of highlight plays. You could put together a whole highlight film out of just these 2 games. I'm interested to see what Adam Gold thought. Our good friend Adam Gold, who hosts the Adam Gold Show, with 2 minutes of hockey breaking down the Canes.
What's up, boys and girls? I got 2 minutes for 2 points delivered by 3 big-time players, and it's all brought to us by Dysart Willis. Dysart Willis is joining Maynard Nexon. You can read the announcement at maynardnexon.com. So Carolina's been looking for more from their top line. How about a goal and 2 assists from Sebastian Aho, Teuvo Teravainen, and Andrei Svechnikov? And by the way, bonus, Svech's goal even included a goalie in the way. Yes, after 2 games with empty net goals, Andre decided to score 1 with the goalie trying to stop it. But it all started here. Teuvo Teravainen and Sebastian Aho playing hot potato.
Now Aho, he'll get it right back. He puts a shot and he'll score! Give and go with Teravainen taking advantage of the Calgary miscue. And it's 2-0 Carolina.
And then we get to the real cool one in transition, 20-37.
Svechnikov, Aho, Svechnikov scores! It's a clinic from Carolina. 4-0 Hurricanes.
Teuvo Teravainen would add the extra point, kind of flicking the puck that hit his leg first and then just tipping it over Dan Vladar to make it 7-2. But it was a top-line-driven 7-2 win over the Calgary Flames. Now we'll see what happens against the Rangers tomorrow, and the Florida Panthers on Thursday should be fun. Dysart Willis is joining Maynard Nexon. Read the announcement at maynardnexon.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Sheena Quick.
Yeah.
This is an interesting tweet coming from Sheena
Sheena
Quick.
covers the team, the Carolina Panthers, that is.
And let me give her
Does
her
great
proper,
work.
1340 AM Fox Sports.
Mm-hmm.
She's a Pro Football Writers Association writer. Barring a last-minute complete breakdown in negotiations, Brian Burns will be a New York Giant per source.
Whoa. I'll
update after proposed compensation is confirmed. That's from Sheena Quick.
Whoa.
I use this term, thems be fighting words, not as like that's actually a fight, but that's my term for things just got real. Like, things just got real. Brian Burns, here's the deal with the Giants. They're not moving off 6, right? They have the 6th overall pick. They do have 2 early seconds. If you get them both,
I'll be okay with that.
If you get them both and you can draft 2 players that you expect to start, it is a deep draft at some positions you desperately need with the Carolina Panthers.
Wide receiver, offensive line.
And with the money that the $24 million that is on the books for Brian Burns for next year on the cap, if you can go spend that in free agency on offensive line, maybe some receivers, that can change up some things a little bit there.
The Giants have pick number 39 overall and pick number 47 overall. Both of those, again, being second round.
So not as early as I was hoping, but I did know they had 2.
But you're still the top 50.
Top 50, and it's a deep draft, and those are going to be cheaper players, and you can spend that money elsewhere. It's an interesting conversation that we're going to have to continue to have here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you about my friends over at Capital Financial Advisory Group, and of course that includes Coach Pete. The Advance and Protect strategy is a retirement planning game changer. That's what they can do for you over at Capital Financial Advisory Group. Coach Pete is passionate about helping guide you through retirement, and after 3 decades in the financial arena, he's still building customized and total retirement playbooks, customized for you, your specifics. In fact, he recently told me about the game-changing strategy behind a successful and total retirement plan. Just like the game of football, right? You need to gain yards while also being pretty good on defense, right? You need a little bit of both. Bottom line, you don't want to lose your gains, right? Kind of playing the field position battle, if you will. You don't have to depend on the market to lock in your gains. With this blueprint, you can be sure to keep your gains, a strategy that Wall Street tries to keep from you, but Coach Pete is passionate about helping folks build their retirement with this very strategy. So give him a call, 800-691-3215, or you can text TIM, T-I-M, to 600-700. Again, make sure they know I sent you, but give them a call at 800-691-3215 to have your retirement completely protected by everyone over at Capital Financial Advisory Group. We need some numbers game contestants, so let's go ahead and hear from you. Win tickets. I need to bring up the tickets. What are we giving away?
No, actually, we have a $25 gift card to Sharky's Sports Bar and Grill, voted Best Wings, Best Sports Bar, and Best Neighborhood Bar. Sharky's, it's just the best.
I got so excited for the numbers game. We had a whole bunch of 5s to close out the week last week, so I just get excited now. So the $25 Sharky's gift card goes to the winner. We need 2 contestants to play. Call in now, 919-860-5326. 919-860-5326. Numbers game coming up.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Oh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's tickets pack $370 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 2.93 to 4.24. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Hey, it's Dennis Cox, and I've teamed up with Underdog Fantasy to help you play like a champion. To be a champion, you must play like one. Here are some helpful tips for you to stay safe while gaming. Have a game plan going in. Set that budget for yourself that you know you can afford to lose, and make sure that you stick to it. But also remember that gaming is about fun and entertainment, not just a way to make money. If gaming is no longer fun for you, it's important that you seek help when necessary. I enjoy and love playing with Underdog because it's obviously a great opportunity for me to have added value and added investment into the sports that I watch. When I'm watching the Carolina Hurricanes play, or I'm watching NBA basketball games or college hoops, you name it, I have that added investment, and that's what Underdog always brings. Now you're ready to play like a champion. This message has been brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
Paid for by government.com.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 50 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-473-3993 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-473-3993. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-473-3993 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-473-3993.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. We have Todd in Clayton and Zach in Raleigh on the line looking to battle it out in the numbers game for a Sharky's gift card, $25 Sharky's gift card. We've had a bunch of 5 for 5s as of late, which puts a little bit of pressure on our two contestants here. So we'll start with this just to get them in the vibe. You got to start thinking of athletes that maybe you don't think of that often, right? Todd and Clayton, give us the best, oh yeah, that guy that you have. Name an athlete that we probably hadn't thought of for a long time, but it's just, dudes naming dudes. Give us a good that guy athlete.
That guy athlete? I don't know. Joe Theismann.
Joe Theismann, solid. That I have a funny Joe Theismann story. Maybe I'll tell it after the numbers game. Zach and Raleigh, you're there. Give us a good that guy, someone that maybe we hadn't thought of in like 10 years.
Serge Zwicker.
I'm sorry, Dennis looked excited by that one. I couldn't really hear you.
Serge Zwicker, Tar Heel center, Serge Zwicker.
Serge Zwicker, there we go. Because you gave us a name and you were a little bit more confident, Zach and Raleigh, you get to go first. Also, was not expecting a Tar Heel from the Raleigh caller. Actually, I don't know why I said that. There are fans all over the triangle for everybody. Zach and Raleigh, you get to go first. Here are the categories. NFL, I'm just going P. That's all players with the last name that starts with P. NFL, good. That's NFL players all with the last name starting with M. NBA, under 35. And NHL, Canes and Whalers only. Which one do you want to roll with?
We'll do NFL M.
NFL, good. All players with the last name starting with M. I'll give you the team and the player. You give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. You have 30 seconds on the clock. You do have one pass if you'd like it. Any questions?
Nope.
All right.
By the way, definitely a State fan, not a Tar Heel.
Oh,
you're right.
Look at that. I didn't even know why I said that. I must have just had a feeling.
You're right.
Your time will start when you hear the horn. Eli Manning, New York Giants.
18.
Incorrect. Curtis Martin, New York Jets.
20.
Incorrect. Eli Manning, New York Giants.
16.
Incorrect. Curtis Martin, New York Jets.
22.
Incorrect. Eli Manning, New York Giants.
14.
Incorrect. Curtis Martin, New York Jets.
12.
Incorrect. Eli Manning, New York Giants.
22.
Incorrect. Curtis. That's a tough start to the week. Eli Manning, New York Giants were number 10. 18 was his brother, Peyton. Curtis Martin, New York Jets were number 28. Those were the answers. Unfortunately, you got none. Fortunately, a tie goes to whoever goes first, so you still have a chance to win. That leads us to Todd in Clayton. Todd, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you need one to win. The categories are NFL, just going P, NBA, under 35, or NHL, Canes and Whalers only. Which do you like?
We'll keep an NFL theme with P.
All right. All of these players have a last name that begins with P. I will give you the team and the player. You give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. You do have a pass. Any last-second clarifications?
No, I'm good.
All right, perfect. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49ers.
15.
Incorrect. Tony Pollard, Dallas Cowboys.
20.
Correct. Carson Palmer, Cincinnati Bengals.
Carson Palmer, 9.
Correct. George Pickens, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ooh, Pickens. Pass.
Chad Pennington, New York Jets.
10.
Correct. Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49ers.
13.
Correct. George Pickens, Pittsburgh Steelers.
20. I don't know.
Oh. I have to be honest. Did not have a lot of confidence in you early in that turn, but you almost turned it all the way around and ended up on the doorstep of a perfect score. All you needed was George Pickens with the Steelers, wears number 14. But you got Purdy, you got Pollard, you got Palmer, you got Pennington. You just needed Pickens. Either way, it's good enough for the $25 Sharkies gift card. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, you get to sit on the line and hear from our guy Dennis. He'll give you all the info he needs to get the prize to you. I was a little worried there after the first one. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. Little worried after the first participant there because it didn't go great. But we got a 4 out of 5, and I'll take that every day. We had 3 5s on Thursday and Friday of last week, so we're still rolling. Keep in mind, everybody, we want the goods. So when you call in for the numbers game tomorrow at around the same time, make sure you bring the goods. In the meantime, if you're just tuning in, we talked about this earlier. Sheena Quick covers the Panthers. Tweeted out a little bit ago, right? That's the way we'll call it. Not long ago. That barring a last-minute complete breakdown in negotiations, Brian Burns will be a New York Giant per her source, and she's going to keep us updated. So we'll pay attention to that. She also tweeted, and then this has been confirmed by other reporters, former Panthers linebacker Frankie Louvu is signing a 3-year deal with the Commanders. Looks like it's going to be $36 million max value. First of all, good for Frankie Louvu. That's life-changing money for a guy that has completely earned it, and he was one of the bright spots on the Panthers the last 2 years. Secondly, this Panthers team, especially if what Sheena Quick said about Brian Burns proves being true and he is a Giant next year, is it's only going to be the same team in logo on the helmet. Hayden Hurst, gone. Von Bell, gone. Bradley Bozeman, gone. Dante Jackson, gone. Brian Burns, looking like he's going to be gone. Frankie Louvu, gone. Like, these are the players that kind of drove the narrative in a lot of ways, particularly if there were positive narratives. They drove the positive narratives for the Panthers. Dan Morgan and Dave Canales, officially part of the not playing around crew. Right? Dave Canales said, one of my advantages is I don't know these guys. I don't have an emotional connection to them. And he's using that to his advantage. He's looking down the roster with a Sharpie going, cross you off, cross you off, cross you off, cross you off.
Bye.
See ya. What's your name? Nice to meet you. Get out. Clean out your locker. See ya. You know what else I'm excited for?
What's that?
Dan Morgan's first big trade negotiation.
What does he get?
If it's obvious that the Giants want Burns, how much can you get out of him? Right? That's part of the negotiation. Fake walk away, right? Hey, I'm getting a call on the other line. Let me pick this up. I'll call you back in 20. Like, negotiate, right? And what did you say about Dan Morgan and Joe Shane? They're buddies from back in the day?
So Joe Shane was actually part of the Panthers front office when Dan Morgan played, but they also were on the same staff under Brandon Beane, the general manager in Buffalo, when they were both in Buffalo together.
Okay, so they go back. Joe Shane, the GM of the Giants, Dan Morgan, the GM of the Panthers. I hate to say it, but how much can you swindle your buddy out of? Right? The Giants are not giving up the 6th overall pick. They do have 2 seconds. Do you go, all right, I'll take the 2 seconds, but you also have to throw in a blah, 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 right? A future 4th, I don't know. What can you get? Right? Who's the David Putney, for those of you that have seen Draft Day, the Kevin Costner movie, right? What else do I want? Special teams, Putney. Like, what else can you get to throw in once you kind of settle? I want to see Dan Morgan do his thing, right? He's supposed to be the big, intimidating, tenacious, ferocious former linebacker. Go make it happen. Go make it happen.
Yeah, see what you can make. See what you can get. If you can get both those second-round picks, because, again, they're both above pick 50 overall in the draft, I wouldn't hate it.
Because what you have to think of it as, and we're going to keep discussing this, you have to think of it as both those picks plus whatever additional value you can get out of the $24 million you're not giving Brian Burns. Similar to, right, we heard, I think it was Josina Anderson report that, teams aren't going to give up much for Brian Burns when you know you have to turn around and give him a massive deal. Okay, well, in that case, the Panthers should consider everything that they can go get because they don't have to give Brian Burns a massive deal as part of the incoming trade for Brian Burns. It's a little bit of, reverse thinking. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I'm Tim Donnelly for DraftKings Sportsbook. The wait is over. It's donezo. You've been waiting for how long to have DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of NASCAR, live in North Carolina. And as of noon today, it's here. You can bet anywhere, anytime, right here in North Carolina with DraftKings. And for a limited time, new customers who sign up with promo code TIMD, T-I-M-D, no spaces, and all you have to do is bet $5, and you'll receive $200 instantly in bonus bets. I did this earlier today. I was looking at the futures for a certain college basketball conference tournament, picked one, bet $5, and I got my bonus bets. They're sitting right there for me to use, and when I have a bet that I like, you're darn sure I will use them. And it could be in college basketball. It could be when it comes to the Canes. Maybe there's a goal scorer prop I like. Maybe there's a line on a game that I like. They've got a bunch of games coming up, and I will be active. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now using code TIMD, T-I-M-D, with no spaces, and bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code TIMD. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook/NC. NASCAR is not a sponsor of this promotion and used under license. More Panthers talk coming up next.
Wow! Check out all the great deals right now on brand new 2024 vehicles at John Heister Chevrolet. Like $3,000 off a Malibu RS or $4,000 off the Silverado 2500 High Country. With a 2010 or newer Chevrolet trade-in, you can get your hands on an Equinox LT for up to $5,500 off, a Blazer RS up to $7,000 off, or a Silverado RST or 1500 Custom for up to $9,000 off. Get off your keister and get to John Heister Chevrolet in Fuquay-Varina. Together, let's drive.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is the sporting goods store that's all about fun. And a new location is coming to Knightdale. With great brands at the best prices, you'll always find the gear you need to play the games you love and enjoy your favorite outdoor activities with your favorite people. Academy has it all in store and online. No matter how you have fun out there, your next adventure starts here. Your new Academy Sports and Outdoors store is coming soon to Knightdale. Until then, check out academy.com.
Imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free. No credit cards, no car loan, no personal loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make it happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes. With almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle, you can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Listen, your home value is way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards, get some money for a home improvement. Literally hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. Call 919-381-1760, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We'll keep you updated on everything going on with the Panthers. Legal tampering period opens today. There have been multiple reports that Brian Burns being traded to the Giants is, I'd say, in the red zone, right? Not in the end zone yet, but in
Panthers'
the
red zone offense isn't good, so I don't know if that's a good analogy or not.
True. In the red zone with a different offense.
Fair.
Jonathan Jones, CBS, says he's told a potential trade of Panthers pass rusher Brian Burns to the Giants is trending in that direction, but not yet complete at this time.
Okay, so you're you're past the 50.
Yeah, trending.
Hey, you picked up a couple first downs. All right, you're moving forward.
So I would say the vibe I'm getting from reporters is it's anywhere from like the 5-yard line to like in field goal range.
What's?
Because trending but not yet complete is different than. Like, it's all but over, we just need the terms. And I'm kind of hearing both of those, so do with it that what you will. If it happens, you know what, I'm already going to say, it's not like Dave Canales and Dan Morgan are in full-scale burn-it-down rebuild outside of Bryce Young. Like, it's almost like the Panthers are saying, might even been in the interview, right? So, what do you like about our roster? I really like Bryce Young. Really excited to work with him. I think I can build an offense around him. What else do you like about the roster? Well, I really like Bryce Young, and I'm excited to build a completely new everything around him. So what do you think we should do with Brian Burns? Probably move on from him and get something we can build around Bryce Young. What do you like about our offensive line? That we could replace them with players that I think are better for Bryce Young. Robert Hunt today, offensive lineman from the Miami Dolphins, agreed to a 5-year, $100 million deal with the Panthers. A guard expected to play on the right side. Frankie Louvu, who he was a bright spot for the Panthers over the last 2 years. 3-year deal, maximum value of $12 million per year with the Commanders.
Good for Frankie Louvu.
My advice to him as a friend would have been go get the most money you can.
Yeah.
Go get that life-changing first massive paycheck. He did it.
Doing from undrafted to special teamer to working his way into a reliable starter into getting paid.
He's the only guy in the NFL over the last 2 years with 200-plus tackles and 10-plus sacks. And then he transitioned that into a deal that could be worth up to $36 million.
Props to him.
Happy for him. I think that might be like the innocent bystander in this rebuild for the Panthers. The Panthers seem dead set on like Everything that we didn't purchase as a new group has got to go. And I'm going like, well, Frankie Louvu, he could stay. They're like, yeah, but if we start doing that, we're going to start evaluating everybody. Clear house. If your name's not Bryce Young, we're going to try to move on from you. But Brian Burns is actually pretty, get him out. Will the Giants trade for him? Get him out. But Frankie Louvu is actually really cool. We're not even entertaining that. That doesn't mean everybody on the Panthers was bad last year, but it does mean the team was bad. And when the team is bad, nobody gets to be safe. Nobody. They're moving on from contributors. And you know what is the real shame of it all?
What's that?
And you can blame this on the previous regime. They're not even getting much cap space back.
Mm-mm.
They moved on from Von Bell, one of their starting safeties, who was going to make $10-point-something million this year. They got like $1 million back in cap saving.
That's it.
Moved on from Bradley Bozeman, a guy that was making good money for a center in the NFL. Didn't get much cap space back. Moved on from Hayden Hurst, one of their big free agency signings from a year ago. They got $50,000 in cap space back. They moved on from Dante Jackson. That's kind of their big cap space saving move, $6 million. And they're going to have to go find a starting corner with that to kind of make up the difference. They are moving on from contributors without getting much cap space back, which tells me they're just in we want our guys mode. If we have to find cheaper guys, we'll find cheaper guys. We want our guys. Dave Canales thinks the Panthers and Dan Morgan, right? I assume they're moving as a unit, right? They're in alignment.
Yes.
Which is what they told us a billion times. They think that the Panthers did everything wrong with how they surrounded Bryce Young. And by the way, it didn't look wholly inaccurate, right? Last year, it looked like at times like that team was not prepared to have a young quarterback develop within it. So they're changing everything. You know, the way I described it is they came in and bought a house for the land it was on, right? And my guess is the previous owners are not happy with it, right? At closing, they're like, so what do you think? Are you going to redo the kitchen? Oh, please don't. I absolutely love the kitchen. And the new owner said, the kitchen? We're knocking this whole thing down.
Bleep your kitchen.
You're worried about the antique cabinets. I'm thinking we could put 3 houses on this lot. Like we're changing things, right? We're
parceling this sucker. What are you talking about?
The only part we liked about it was the land. We just had to negotiate with you because we knew you wouldn't sell it to us unless we pretended to love your fixtures. The fixtures are going to be rubble here in a second. They're only and the other thing I'll say is it's a flex, right? Trading Brian Burns for picks, which looks like they're moving in that direction, that's a flex by Dan Morgan and Dave Canales. That's them saying, you give us two second rounders, we'll get something more valuable than Brian Burns out of it. That's a flex from some talent evaluators, right? Moving on from Frankie Louvu is saying, we'll take the money that we were supposed to give Frankie Louvu, that we had earmarked for him as a re-sign, and we'll get something better out of it. They're only halfway through a rebuild. The demolition is easy. Anybody that's ever rebuilt anything, right? It's easy to take the sledgehammer, start knocking stuff down. It's actually kind of fun. On the HGTV shows, they let the homeowners do the demo, right? They're like, yeah, take the hammer, knock it out. And then the professionals come in and rebuild that bad boy, right? Then they go get the contractors and the experience to come in and rebuild. That's what they have to do. The hardest part is replacing all of these players that you're moving on from with someone better, right? So Louvu, gone. Dante Jackson, gone. Hayden Hurst, gone. Brian Burns, maybe gone. Robert Hunt, in. That's basically all we've got so far. Robert Hunt in, and hopefully some picks and some players that you can do something with. Only time will tell. Dennis, I haven't been refreshing. Has the trade become anything yet?
I have not seen anything that, but while you check that, I'm just going to remind everyone, ready to take a step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to the Good Feet store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities.
Albert Breer is adding to the mix here.
Okay. Now you know it's real.
He's saying they're in discussions as Sheena Quick. Yep. He gave her a hat tip for being there first. But the deal's not done. He adds a new contract would have to be worked out to complete the trade.
Okay. That's
so
fair.
the Giants aren't going to trade for him unless they know he's going to extend. So that could be the holdup. They might have agreed on compensation, and now the Giants have to figure out how much they're going to have to give him, and maybe then they go back to the Panthers and say, like, hey, that other second rounder ain't going to happen if we got to give him $35 million a year. Or I'm being exaggeration, but that could affect the compensation a little bit. But that could be one of the roadblocks that are maybe holding this thing up a little bit, which is a part of the business, right? Not trading Brian Burns a couple years ago when you had all those offers means there's more hurdles to get through it this year, right now, as we're seeing. And as I refresh, it doesn't look like anything else too crazy is coming in. The Panthers so far, they're doing the boring thing. They added an interior offensive lineman, and they're being patient elsewhere. Boring is not a synonym for bad, right? They might still pull some things off. The only other thing I'll say is this probably puts them out of the T. Higgins race, right? Because T. Higgins asked for a trade. I'm not sure the Panthers have the ammo to go trade for him if they're not working in a Brian Burns kind of tag and trade swapsies with T. Higgins. I hope they don't give up their 33rd overall pick unless T. Higgins really signs like a team-friendly long-term deal, because you got to worry about money. So there goes my Moby Dick, right? The great white whale.
Sorry to hear that.
If I'm Ahab, I wanted T. Higgins or Brandon Ayuk as my Moby Dick, and it doesn't appear like either of those will be the guy.
Well, if you get those 2 second-round picks, let's say from the Giants, it's a deep wide receiver class, pretty deep offensive line class.
And you have pick 33.
Yeah, and you have pick 33, so you're talking picks 33, 37.
Like, Xavier Leggett from South Carolina, and
I was actually thinking
Tez Walker.
I was thinking, well, that would actually be kind of nice. But I was actually thinking a Graham Barton from Duke. People who say is a starting caliber plug-and-play center in the NFL, who can also play guard too.
Could
he's
easily,
plug-and-play
be a
start
late first.
Very could be, but if teams
he
trade
falls,
up,
you have options.
To teams trade up to go draft a Bo Nix or something like that, well, guess what? He's going to slip to you at 33, plug-and-play starter right then and there.
Could be pretty big.
Could be pretty big. Hey, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. Check them out online, deepriversportingclays.com. I was thinking just how warm it felt in this early spring weather, how warm it's going to be this coming week. I'm already looking at my schedule about when I can go back to Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting Schools. I'm thinking about all the outdoor time I want to have now that the weather's getting nice, and Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School gives you that. It's a beautiful 65-acre area. There's a course, 13 different target spots along the course. They have the shooting school if you want to experience that. They have the target range. They even have an archery spot set up, so if you want to bring your bow and arrow out there with you, head out to the archery range as well. They have so many different options for you at Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School, but it's the experience, the fun that you have, and the joy that you have sharing it with your friends or your family, your buddies, you name it. Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School is an experience that you want to have again and again and again. I'm already trying to plan and figure out when the next time I get to go to Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. Check them out online, deepriversportingclays.com. Again, deepriversportingclays.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, coming to a close, but Overdrive has us looking at the ACC Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year. They were all revealed earlier today. Our instant reactions from earlier today. Coming up next right here on Overdrive on 99.9 The Fan. And don't forget, Canes Corner, 7 p.m., Backyard Bistro. Cam Ward, the Team Hall of Famer, is the guest today. It's all out at Backyard Bistro. And as always, if you can't make it out to Backyard Bistro, you can listen to it right here on 99.9 The Fan. My guess is positive vibes for the Canes right now.
I'm sure. But by the way, hello to everyone out there at Backyard Bistro who's watching us and listening to us right now.
Hello, and enjoy. Get some food, get some drink, have a good time. And again, if you can't be out there, catch it right here, 99.9 The Fan. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy Overdrive coming up next right here.
Hey, it's me, your future you.